Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty, I'm not cracking, we stacking. Chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated, Pump Sports Radio. Time to get educated, who get produced, fade the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and Low Baggers in the chat. That's a legal record, cause we be, pubbing. We be pubbing!
Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, May 28th. We do this every Tuesday. Jimmy the Bag is taking a little break, a well-deserved vacation, and so I'm going to have to host by myself, but thank the Lord. Of course, we'll have the comments section. We'll have Mr. Gokster. I was late, told that Sharpie's going to jump in for one game. I'll take it. I'd rather have him for every freaking game. If I can only get him for one, I'll take it, and I'll be thankful for it. Of course, we got Jose Bouquet, and so I think it's going to be a good show. We're going to talk about the NHL games, the NBA game, and MLB so far this year. I've been killing it in MLB, but you got to be careful when you jump on, in any area of life. When you're buying, you got to buy low and sell high. But who knows? Maybe I'll be able to continue my awesome performance in MLB. This show, I'm sure as hell going to try my absolute best. And we're going to have a good time once again with the comment section. As usual, I'm a little bit late. As usual, it's because I've been rushing. As usual, just because I'm looking to get, all my research done and everything. Oh, we're going to have a good time, though. It's going to be a good show. Last minute, I decided to wear this because last week I said win or lose. In last week's show, I would wear this, my Mark Jacobs top again. Last week was a big winner, but even regardless, I would have worn it anyway. I didn't know what to wear, but I decided to wear it. We'll quickly look at the comments section. I got to post this to Twitter. So behind on everything. Shout out to Tori Coker, my Lord. Tori Coker. So great to see you in the comments section early in the show. I wonder what Tori Coker thinks about the NBA game tonight. What a wacky game. Dallas up 2-0, but just a small favorite. I mean, I don't really know. I did make one bet, I'll tell you, Tori Coker. I think Karl-Anthony Towns has underperformed a little bit pissed off. So I did hit his over 18.5 points on the overnight line. It's now up to 19.5. I might add that one on. So I hit that one. And then I hit Kyrie Irving points under a little bit, but Dallas -2. Fascinating situation. I have no idea what to think about that spread, but I'm sure that many people in the comments section have a good read on it. Tori Coker likes the Panthers puck line. My best bet. I mean, yeah, that just seems super obvious. Is that a trap or is it a don't overthink it? I think it's probably a don't overthink it. Absolutely. The Panthers outplayed the Rangers. Just the Rangers are so deep and good and chesty, but that's why we got Mr. Gokster here, so he'll give us his opinion. It seems so obvious that Panthers is a play tonight, although it's so hard in the playoffs. It's so hard to bet against an awesome team like the Rangers, giving a big favorite line, but it just seems like that's the obvious play. Shout out to Subhuman Gaucho. Subhuman Gaucho, that's the new Pete Wardrobe. What do you call it? Yeah, Subhuman Gaucho. This is a Mark Jacobs top. I wore it for a couple of shows because it was bringing me luck. And then last show, I switched it up because I was down 0.3 of a unit the show before that. But then people wanted it back. So I said, win or lose, I would wear it again. This is Mark Jacobs. Yes, it is. Yes, I do live a lifestyle where I am capable and able to afford and to wear Mark Jacobs, among other things. Also a Blue Yeti microphone. I have a lifestyle where I'm able to have both a Mark Jacobs top and a Blue Yeti microphone. Okay? Yes. That's how I'm rolling, Subhuman Gaucho. And if you listen to me, maybe you can roll too like that. All right, let's see. Chosen One says Mavs sending Wolves home. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to think about it. BJ NBA best bet Mavs money line. Okay. We will talk about it. Shout out to Nuke Worker. Tori Coker, I'm on Minnesota. Okay. I still think they have fight in them. Of course they have fight. They're not going to be like, maybe they will. I don't know. Are they going to be like, let's just get swept because they're on the road? And maybe it's just that Dallas is too good. Kyrie, Luka, maybe just too good. Maybe Minnesota first quarter. I don't know, but we'll talk about it. Great to hear what Corey Coker has to say about it. And I guess let's. Oh, Justin McElvey stacks play of the day for. Okay, he has some MLB props. Interesting. He likes Freeman. Yeah. I mean, it should be a nice hitting day in Atlanta. I did bet Irvin over earned runs, and so I do think Irvin gets touched a little bit. Subhuman Gaucho play of the day is Panthers. Yeah, it just seems like a don't overthink it spot on the Panthers. We'll see if anyone else comes in on the Rangers. It'll be interesting to see who it is. Ron Crawford, MLB spreadsheet dog. Boston plus 149. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, with Bayo starting for Boston. Let me just refresh my memory on that one. Yeah, I mean, Baltimore, of course, off the big win. Grayson Rodriguez overall has been strong. Did have issues in his last start. Had some shoulder, fatigue, which is why he was on the DL earlier. So maybe it's a sell high spot on Rodriguez after his last start where he got a lot of strikeouts, but did have some walks. That's an interesting call there on Boston as a big dog. I was thinking about at the very least Rodriguez fade props, like over 1.5 walks and under 6.5 strikeouts. I did bet both of those just a little bit. So we will talk about it. And the Red Sox did, not do well in runners in scoring position in their last game. So that's probably likely to even out. All right, let's see who else we got. Nasty Nate says, Pete, I'm coming back to the city for my birthday drink. All right, Nasty, let's do this. We'll have a good time. We'll worry about planning the good time then. Right now, I gotta worry about friggin' at least coming up a half unit in profit in this show once again. And I haven't even tweeted it out. Hey, Jose Bouquet, you want to jump in for a sec? Hey, Jose Bouquet.
Pedro.
How you doing, Jose Bouquet? I need to tweet this out. We gotta promote this as much as we possibly can. How are you doing, Jose Bouquet? What's wrong? Is everything good?
No, I'm doing all right. I can't complain.
Right.
Nice haircut as
Thanks.
always, Pete. You seem very put together today. It's nice to see you. I'm excited to talk baseball with you as always. We're gonna have Sharpie join us as well, so that'll be a good time as well. I know you can't have baseball
on the Detroit game. I mean, if I had to pick one game to have him guesting on for strikeout props, I guess it'd be that one. I mean, Scubo, coming off a game where he's gotten hit, but not really getting up over 7.5 strikeouts a lot of the time. Maybe this is a spot where you do. And then Jarrett Jones, started out the year lights out, putting up huge strikeout numbers. Last 3 starts, kind of been less good, giving up some runs. He's a young guy. Maybe he's like hitting an early wall. I mean, we'll talk about that, Jose Bouquet, but that's an interesting one, right?
Yeah, especially because I looked at it earlier and it was like 98% of the bets and money are on the over in this game as well. Yeah. The line's done nothing but go down. So it's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. And all right, let me can you take over for about 15 seconds while I tweet this out and then I'll join you back again?
Of course. Do your thing, Pete. So shout out to everyone in the chat. Yes, Troy, Jimmy on holiday, hanging out with his mom. Shout out to Mama Bag, who is indeed Pete, leading the Pub Sports Radio NHL pool, which has been very, very interesting to watch. She's up by 3 points right now. I'll present my screen and let everyone to see the standings. But boy, oh boy, it's been a barn burner. But Mama Bag right now in the lead right now with 84 points, and then TJ right behind her, 3 points back.
That's unbelievable. I mean, sometimes you just take the L and you say, I gave it my best, but I wasn't good enough. I wasn't even close to being good enough.
Loshak, you're in here, huh? I finished above you. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That feels good. But yeah, Mama Bag seems like she's gonna take it home, especially with the Dallas Stars seemingly up and having the advantage on the Orioles. There will be interesting to watch and see how that falls apart there. But shout out to Mama Bag. And yeah, I unfortunately fell apart at the end here as well. And Jimmy, unfortunately, will be beating me. And so I will not be getting my Cappers contest and Survivor paid for, unfortunately. But Pete, you do look good in the blouse. The gown looks great. Is it a full body thing? Like, I imagine it being full body instead of just being a shirt.
It's sort of like 3/4. It's like it's sort of like it covers the midriff.
So we can see your belly button. Oh, okay.
No, you can't. So it's sort of like 3/4. So it's cute. You can wear a lot of stuff with it. You could wear like tight fitting leather pants, or you could wear some like loose baggy stuff, and that works too. You can take the sleeves and like sort of zhuzh them up like this. So it's cute. I like it. It's very versatile and very expensive, but that's how we roll.
Yeah, of course. Cute. That's I respect your outfit choices. It's ready to roll.
All right, let me just. hold on. Let me. Okay.
No, get it out. Get the tweet out. You work your mastery here, Pete. While you do that,
hey Jose, should I post my MLB record, or will that jinx it for this show? What should I do?
I can't decide because I already posted it. It's already posted.
All right. Okay.
It's already up, so don't you worry about that. It's a phenomenal record. What is it again, there, Pete?
I don't know. I think it's 48-25. Like
like 19 units, 18 units.
Something like that. I'm just going to post it.
All right, but let's bring on our next guest. Let's bring on our hockey analyst. He's also very good at golf. I saw him at the golf course all fucking week this week. Every day this guy was at the golf course. So look at this guy go. It's the one and only Mr. Gokster. Gokster joining the program. Gokster, how are you? How'd you shoot this week?
We actually lit her up there. 76 on Friday there, 4 birdies.
Oh.
Yeah, had a really solid round there. But enough about that. Peter, very dapper today. I thought.
Thank you very much. Well, it's Mark Jacobs. It's Mark fucking Jacobs. All right.
Well, the way you were describing it, Pete, I feel like that's the person who sold it to you there. That was just.
Well, Pete, can we get a full spin? Can we get you to stand up and do the spin?
No,
we want to see the back.
I got to tweet. Let me tweet this out. Everyone in the comment, we're losing viewers as we speak. I got to tweet this out. Let's get to some pictures. Just hold on while I tweet this out.
Oh, do you think, Gokster? Did you see the I don't know what league it was, but TSN had a fight and it was a good fight, a hockey fight, obviously, and they had the cameraman on the fucking ice just spinning around them. What did you see that, Gokster? What league was that? Was awesome.
I did. That's up here. That's the Canadian Memorial Cup. So all the leagues, we got three leagues up here: the West, Ontario, and Quebec, and then the winner of all those will combine along with the home team, which is Saginaw this year. So Saginaw and then the 3 winners. And it was a nice fight there. London and I think it was Moose Jaw up there and up north there. Moose Jaw there. But it was a good fight. Cool to have the camera guy just get right on there, and just get right up close and just get the punches.
Where was Belleville?
We made it back in 2008 there, Jose. We played Kitchener, the home team.
2008's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. We made it to the semifinals, lost 9-0 to Kitchener. PK Subban was on our team. Shout out to PK.
All right. Okay, I'm back. All right, I'm back. Looking at comments here. Yes, JP Taylor says, "Does Mark Jacobs makes menswear too?" I mean, I doubt it. I mean, why would he? You know what I mean? What would the point of that be? Tori Goger says, "Pete, I'll be telling your picks." Okay, it makes me so nervous. Look, I've been doing good. I've been doing my best, and I'm going to do my best again in the Today's Show. But who knows? It could be a disaster, Tori Coker. So you know the deal. Hail with caution.
We believe in you.
All right. I'm overweight. It's so much. Oh, shout out to Jimmy the Bag. It's way harder to host a show than be a guest. We all know that, right? We've all done this. Holy crap. All right. We ready to, the fuck's going on here? We ready to go?
Yeah, you saw. We're waiting for you, Pete. NHL.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's start off with NHL. We're gonna quickly touch on the second game after this, but Rangers, Florida. All right, Mr. Gokster. Obviously, Rangers up 2-1. Obviously, Rangers legitimately awesome, but obviously this is a bounce back spot for Florida. Florida, outplayed the Rangers yesterday. They outshot them in all of the standard analytics. Florida played better yesterday, right? So now, of course, it's a Florida spot. I don't know. How can you lay in a playoff series -170 against a team like the Rangers? Maybe you can. I mean, I don't think I would take the Rangers here. I was thinking maybe like Florida race to 2 might be good. And I was thinking, and I also bet a few props like Forsling over 1.5 shots, even at the big line. Got to think that Kachuk to at least be productive and get a point or maybe an assist at plus money is worth a shot. So maybe some kind of prop bets on Florida to really come in and give their absolute best is a good play. But as far as the spread and money line are concerned, is Florida worth it even at this line, Mr. Gokster? You tell me.
Well, I think there's a way to avoid taking the -170 here tonight, guys, and that's the Florida win the series. Something I'm actually going to look at here. I'm taking Florida to win this series. Right, they're down obviously 2-1 right now. You're getting plus 136 on Florida to win this series now, and I think if they can get this one win, if they keep doing what they're doing, Pete, it's the goaltending. It's really Shesterkin. All the nerd stats here: goals saved above expected. He's number 1. His WAR. I know it's usually a baseball stat there, but he's right up there, number 1.6. And then looking at what he's done on the road in the playoffs, guys, 5-1, 922 save percentage. You know, he's only lost once on the road. So it's been a lot of weight on Shesterkin. And as the playoffs go on, I think Florida, I think if they keep doing what they're going to do, I think eventually they're gonna beat Shesterkin. And actually, last game there, it was the first time Shesterkin's allowed. Or actually, no, I actually have a stat here. Shesterkin's allowed 3 or more, Pete, in 6 of his last 8 starts. So really, the Rangers are just their opportunities they're having are just they're more grade A, I guess you could say. That it's the counterattack. I'm finding that's where Florida's getting beat in this series is the counter from the Rangers.
Yeah. So what's going on with Shesty? Like how would you grade him? Is he vulnerable or is he, because it's a bounce back, even though the Rangers won, I guess it's counts as a bounce back spot for him too, right?
Yeah. And I got some quotes here, Pete. Always good having a quote, right? Tarasenko,
yes.
From Tarasenko here in company, they're going to be pushing more for net front rebounds, body in front of Shesterkin. So that's exactly what you got to do. When you got a goalie this good, you got to have more bodies in front. You need to not bump him to take a penalty or anything, but you got to make it very uncomfortable for Shesterkin because he's so good post to post. His rebound control is solid. It's just you got to get those tip plays, those garbage goals, and that's kind of where just Tarasenko, based on his quote, that's kind of what they're going to try and do. So I'm expecting a lot of rubber on Shesterkin tonight.
So that to me sounds like they might not necessarily be high quality shots, but that sounds to me like there's going to be more shots than normal for Florida.
Yeah, there will be. Now, the issue has been the counter. So the forwards, like they're really good. The Rangers at just pushing the play on the 2 defensemen for Florida, and they're grade A opportunities. Like Lafreniere, if you saw the goals, guys, he had a nasty backhand, Pete. Just beat Bobrovsky top shelf. Then another one, he split the D and then looked like Bobby Orr falling over and then going top shelf. So I don't know how long they can keep up these, like their opportunities. They're making the most of them, I guess you could say, the Rangers, but I think they're going to need a little more 5-on-5 because offensive zone time too. This series has been all Florida. And that's reflected on the shots on net. It's just, like I say, Shesterkin. He's just been really, really good. But like Tarasenko's saying, they're going to try and get more bodies in front of the goalie tonight. So, and also another thing, Pete, the special teams, just this series, 27% power play for Florida, 0% for the Rangers. So the Rangers are taking more penalties. Also Trouba, terrible Trouba. He's got to keep those elbows down. $5,000 fine. Nice job, bud. But yeah, they gotta stay out of the box because just looking at Florida, their power play is lethal. You got Verhaeghe, who I have it right here. You have Verhaeghe, Barkov, Reinhart, Montour, and then Chucky. If you're giving them opportunities, and what have they done all series long here, all playoffs long? The Rangers, that is, they got an average of 4.3 penalties away per game. Looking at Florida here, Pete, 2.8 at home. So they're not taking as many, like the penalties are quite a discrepancy in my opinion for Florida here. 4.3. If that keeps holding up here, the Rangers are going to score in the power play, or sorry, the Panthers are going to score in the power play, Pete. And they're not going to. I don't see the Rangers being able to keep the puck in Florida's zone long enough. They're going to have to just keep doing what they're doing, which is just getting these 3-on-2s and just making the most of them. But I think the adjustments are going to be there for Florida here, and it's going to be tough for Shesterkin here. And like I said, he's allowed actually 3 goals or more in 6 of his last 8 starts, Pete. So I really think it's a Florida spot.
All right. Well, I'll definitely take Gustav Forsling over 1.5 shots minus 193. Bet Online and a few other places. I'll definitely take that. I'm just trying to read between the lines here and decide which props I want to go with. Zibanejad has been very quiet this series. I was thinking maybe a Zibanejad assist might be worth the shot. Is Florida shutting him down successfully, or is that result fluky?
Well, if you just look at the goalie prop for tonight for Bobrovsky, Pete, it's 23.5 shots on goal saved. So they don't expect the Rangers aren't getting a lot of rubber. And if you look at Shesterkin tonight, it's 29.5. So that's quite a discrepancy just right there. 6-7 shots. So yeah, I would think more Panther props. I got a couple tonight than Rangers.
Okay, what do you like in Panther props? Let me know. I want to add a few on. I'll tell you, I was thinking about Fox over 1.5 shots. That's just something I've been doing fairly successfully all playoffs long. Trocheck got shut out in his last game, so I don't know. It's tough on the road to take an over 2.5 shots prop in a playoff. But someone's going to step up for Florida, not just in shots. So I was thinking, I don't know, maybe just to Chuck assist at plus money, Carter Verhaeghe a point. Maybe pass on that one. Maybe Forsling for a point at like plus 140 or so. Who do you think is going to step up for Florida tonight?
The second one you said, Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe, slipping his first name. But listen to this, guys. They've had 4 losses this year, Florida. There's been 2 players that have really stepped up, but Verhaeghe, big time here. Listen to this, Pete. 22 shots on goal after they've come off a loss. They've had 4 losses. He's had 22 shots on goal in 4 games. So what's that? Over 5 shots on goal for Verhaeghe. And he's had 6 points in those 4 games. And then another player that's been really hot too has been Reinhart. 13 shots on goal and 6 points. But Verhaeghe, guys, his shots on goal is 3.5 plus 100. If you're looking at what he's done off losses, 22 shots in 4 games, that's an average. That's at least over 5. So I'm expecting, I want to say Connor Verhaeghe, but I could be wrong there. Carter, there it is. I know it's close. Carter Verhaeghe. He should be right, Pete. I think their power play too. I don't usually take this, and I think I am going to take it tonight, Pete. I'm taking a power play points. I was talking about how the power play's been right for Florida, and if they're going to be playing downhill like I think they are, there's going to be penalties that the Rangers are going to take, and that's where they're going to score. So I'm going to take this actually over 0.5 power play points for Reinhart and Verhaeghe, plus 200 and plus 190, guys. So one of those hit, you're making at least a unit or 0.9 of one. If they both hit, you're laughing. And both of those guys are on the first line power play, like I went over. Reinhart, Barkov, Verhaeghe, Montour, and Tkachuk. So those 2 players, especially for Verhaeghe, I'm taking the shots on goal, and I'm going to take the over power play for man Reinhart, Pete, along with Florida to score first. You're talking about race to 2. I think they're going to come out. There's no way in hell. This actually happened against Carolina. They actually both went to overtime too, and the Rangers won game 4, which is their second game in their barn. Carolina won 4-3. And I imagine they came out, I don't have this, but I imagine they came out strong in that first. That's what I'm expecting from Florida here. So minus 140, Pete, is to score first for Florida. I'm also taking the series at plus 136. The 2 player props, power play points over 0.5, Reinhart and Verhaeghe. I'm also taking the Rangers not to score 3 goals or more, under 2.5 at minus 121. And then Verhaeghe over 3.5 shots on goal, plus 100.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm messing around today.
I'm sorry. No. I'm trying to decide. I'm just looking around. The race to 2 at Caesars is like minus 150. Race to 3 at Bet Online, but that's in regulation. So if it's 2-2, you don't get it. Is plus 110. It's still going to be a playoff game, low scoring. There's no way the Rangers fall apart, right?
No, it should be a lower scoring game. And I don't see the Rangers getting 3 goals here. Either the Florida being as susceptible as they were last game, because the Rangers didn't do a whole lot, in my opinion, to win that game. They just, honestly, the Lafreniere there, he just made the most of those 2 goals. So in my opinion, Florida's been dictating the pace of this game. It's just been the counterattacks there where the Rangers have been more dangerous. But I like Florida tonight, guys. Laviolette too. They need to reduce the number of penalties if they're going to have a better chance in this series. If you start seeing the Rangers taking penalties, it's going to be a good night quick, I think, for the Rangers tonight. Going back to
all right. I'll just take the Caesars line. Florida race to 2 minus 150. That's at Caesars. Hopefully we can get that. And if the Panthers win, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at the comments section to see what people have to say. Beavis Rogers picks from Beavis. If the Rangers can score slap shots on power plays and squeeze a knuckle puck in, the series goes to them for the title. Yeah. Steve G. Florida in big trouble if they lose. Yeah. Florida come out strong. Of course.
Pressure's on Florida. Pressure's on Florida here for sure. But this is a team that's going to show up in my opinion.
Rangers team total under, says Swig Bets. Tori Coker, both the games the Panthers lost went to OT. Yeah, I mean the puck.
Or same as Peter. Same as the Carolina Hurricanes. It's the exact same thing. The Hurricanes lost back-to-back overtime games. They were down 3-0. If you guys remember in that series against Carolina was to the Rangers, and they won that fourth game 4-3. So it's funny. It's the same situation, Pete.
Ron Crawford spreadsheet Rangers. You see this? 6-0 puck line, 5-1 money line, spreadsheet play, not necessarily play of the day, but the spreadsheet likes the Rangers from Ron Crawford, which objectively makes a ton of sense. Obviously, it's just the spot.
I love it. I love how he's putting his name on the line there too, Ronnie. Everyone is on Florida. As a hockey guy, I'm gonna go down with Florida here tonight. I do think they're gonna, because if they lose this one here, it's they're in a tough spot. But I like how Ronnie's putting his nose out there.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of like adding some other stuff. While I think about this, let's talk about the game tomorrow, Dallas and Edmonton. And while you talk about it, I'm going to be half listening, half thinking about anything else, any other props I want to add on. I do kind of want. I've just been doing really well with the Adam Fox over 1.5 shots props. I guess if they're expecting no shots and it's a tough game, maybe he won't get it here. But I might add on some other props. We got Dallas Edmonton, right? Dallas up 2-1. Edmonton a small favorite for Game 4. Same situation. And Edmonton not as big of a favorite, in that game. Although obviously Edmonton not as complete a team as Florida. Got to think it's an Edmonton or nothing spot, right? I didn't look at any of the props yet for that game, but why would you not like Edmonton in Game 4?
Well, there's 3 number 1 goalies here left, I think, Pete, and then the one of them that's Edmonton. I don't know if they really have a number 1 goalie right now. That's Skinner. He's just so up and down, guys. You guys have been watching the playoffs all year, all series, but he's been up and down. It's just getting that key save is where I kind of worry about Skinner. They couldn't get a timely save. And then another thing for Dallas, they got that huge addition, which was Rupe Hintz, guys. Getting Rupe Hintz back, that was big, Pete. Their expected goals went way up. Second period, third period, they just turned it on. And then another boost for Edmonton. All the Edmonton fans out there, you got Henrique, who scored a goal too on that line with Fogle and Kane. So they got a little bit deeper. I think this series, guys, just watching that last game, how isn't going to be an over series? Goaltending just hasn't been there for Edmonton. And with the amount of rubber, similar to Florida, that's what Edmonton's going to do. They're just going to push there. They're going to use their speed. 60 minutes of play, though, that's where I think they struggle. The first period, they looked so damn well. And then as the game went on, Dallas just got stronger. And that's what happened against Vegas, too. They kind of maybe look a little bit shaky. Everyone thought, oh, Vegas has them. I think they're down 1 or 2 games there. And then Dallas they're such a strong road team, too. That's going to take them far. It's just so tough here for Skinner. They need a little more timely saves from him, because the way this Edmonton's defense really is formed, is shaped, they're so offensive that's kind of their mindset first is offensive. So and that's tough in the playoffs. It's got them this far. They played Vancouver. They played the Kings. Don't get me wrong. They made the playoffs, but they're not the cream of the crop. So they're really in one right now with this Dallas team. Both teams actually, Pete, have yet to score a power play goal. All these goals have been 5-on-5. So, and that's actually where Dallas actually has the edge last game, guys. 2.63 expected for Dallas, only 1.6 for Edmonton. Edmonton only had I think 1 or 2 power plays. But that's where their expected goals went way up. So 5-on-5 has been advantage for Edmonton. Goaltending's been advantage for Edmonton. Haven't been getting the penalties either. Looking at the penalties quickly here, 3 total penalties called in both the last 2 games. Then Game 1, 5 for Dallas, 1 for Edmonton. Also, Hyman looked banged up, Pete, after the last game. Took a shot. I think it was to the leg or the wrist, one of the two. Didn't look too good after the last game. So you got a couple of your star players getting hurt here too. They're still going to be playing, but just little things I've noticed there. And then last game, that was the first time Ottinger, guys, has allowed 3 or more goals on the road. So they almost got to play perfect hockey, it seems like, Edmonton, to have a chance here. And I said at the top of, I think, the show on Thursday with Jimmy, Dallas are just deeper with 4 lines.
Yeah.
And Robertson, Pete, he woke up after being goalless there for 10. He had a hat trick last game. So that's bad news for the rest of these teams. If you got Robertson waking up, getting production from all these young players too. So it's a tough spot. With that being said, I think Ottinger, I don't have his save prop yet. I think it'd be maybe 27.5, 28.5. That'd kind of be my max here. I would take his over saves. I think there's going to be a lot of rubber from Edmonton here. And then McDavid, guys. Like I said, Hyman seems a little banged up. I think McDavid's going to be shooting a lot in this game tomorrow. So over 3.5 shots on goal, plus 120. That's going to be something I fire on today. And then I'm going to see what Ottinger's saves are. But if it's the same situation where Edmonton's up, I'd look Dallas live again. Just they're so strong live, and I worry about Edmonton holding a lead. They're almost better when they're down, Edmonton. So
yeah. Okay, and Chase J says betting teams because they quote unquote must win is just not a good angle at all. Yeah, no, I mean I would agree. Blindly doing that is a terrible thing to do. I do think it's a good thing to just talk about when you're thinking it out loud. Yeah, I think Dallas probably is the right play. I do think probably Florida is the right play though. So we'll see. And Ron Crawford, Dallas spreadsheet play 6-1 straight up 5. I'm sorry.
I was with Ronnie on that one there. I'm a little nervous on the Rangers one, though, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve G says Stars are deeper team, better goalie. Absolutely. No doubt about that. Let's see. Other comments coming in here. Chase J says Stars in 5, Rangers in 6. Wow. Chase J calling Rangers in 6. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time figuring out which team you think is deeper, Gogi, Rangers or Florida?
Ooh, that's a good
Not
question.
Counting goalies.
That's a good question. I'm going to cheat.
They're both. I would have them roughly equal.
You know what? Just looking here quickly, Rangers. Wenberg. They're getting production from Wenberg. I'm looking at the bottom. You want to look at the third and the fourth line. Rempe. Ever since they brought up Rempe too, of losing 3-0, it's made a difference. So I expect him to stay in the lineup. Gaudreau. He's been just a beast there with his production. Young Will Cooley. This is they're getting production here. Just quickly, I want to see Florida. For you guys, Lorenz, Stidlin, Okposo. That's not doing a whole lot. 4 lines, maybe I give a slight advantage to the Rangers. 3 because their fourth line, you're not getting anything a lot out of Lorenz, Stidlin, and Okposo. Tarasenko, Lindell, and Listerainen on the third line though for Florida. That's nothing to sniff at. So 4 lines, I would give it to the Rangers. 3 lines, I'd give it to Florida.
Okay. You know what? I have to add on Adam Fox over 1.5 shots. I've been winning with that. I don't see any reason. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Stars are deep. I just jumping on people in the chat here. Jeffrey Moore said Stars are deeper. I agree with Jeffrey there. I think the Stars team, shout out to had this cap on all freaking season. It's I was saying Florida, Pete, but right now, as of Tuesday, I would say this Dallas team very close to lifting the cup. First time since '99. They look like they could very well do it. Got all the mixings for it. So I would say Dallas right now to win the cup.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I'm going to add on Adam Fox over 1.5 shots. I'll take the Caesars line minus 141. Florida raced to 2 at minus 150 with Caesars, and I think I'm leaning. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jump on Verhaeghe with me, Pistol. I'm telling you. Did you hear that? 22. He's had 22 shots on goal after these losses. He had 5 last game when they lost. Like this is their guy. If they're going to win, if they're going to have production, it's going to come from the top lines, especially Verhaeghe. And they're going to be focusing on down low. That's where Reinhart and Verhaeghe eat. So
point is like minus 197. That I know he gets a point like almost every game.
I don't mind that.
You want me to jump on it with you?
If it loses, it's home.
It goes on my record. I can't not. All right. It's definitely in my leans category, though. As of right now, I'm just going to stick with Forsling over 1.5 shots, minus 193 bet online. Florida Panthers race to 2, minus 150 Caesars. Adam Fox over 1.5 shots, minus 141 Caesars. And definitely leaning Verhaeghe point, minus 197 at bet online and some other stuff. I'm leaning Alex Wenberg, no point at like minus 350 or something like that, but I'm not going to chuck that one on. And I'm leaning Kachuk to get an assist at small plus money, like plus 103, plus 105 or something like that. Those are my leans, but I'm only gonna for now. I might add on the others. I should chuck them all on. Verhaeghe's gonna get something, to chuck is good with his assists. But I'll hold off. Let's glance at the comment section and then we'll wrap it up. Let's see. Steve G likes me Jesus over 3.5 shots. I don't know. I've stayed off of his shot props for the most part. In fact, if anything, I've been taking the unders and winning with them more than not. But okay. And what's your official plays on these games, Mr. Gogster?
Alrighty, Pete. It's a pleasure as always, Pistol, jumping on screen with you, buddy. Verhaeghe over 3.5 shots on goal, plus 100. Rangers not to score to over 3 goals, minus 121. Verhaeghe and Reinhart. Look for the power play props tonight, guys. Over 0.5 power play prop. Points, sorry. Reinhart, Verhaeghe, plus 200, plus 190. Florida to come back and win this series at plus 136. And then those Stanley C. Panther That's Florida, minus 140 to score first. And then I got a couple plays, guys, for tomorrow. I'm going to be on McJesus, McDavid. Same as our guy in the chat there, over 3.5 plus 120, and probably be taking on your saves. But I wouldn't be surprised. This could be McDavid's last game at home. I don't know if he's going to stay in Edmonton too much more longer if they're not going to get a number one goalie. So McDavid's going to have a game tomorrow. Look out for McDavid. Jesus.
Mr. Gokes, are so great to be doing a video with you again. We'll see you again very, very soon, hopefully. Okay.
All right, be good, guys. Shout out to everyone in the chat there. We'll see you guys Thursday, and RBC Canadian Opens this week. So check me out on Twitter there, Gokester99. We'll have some RBC Canadian Open golf picks for you. Be good, guys.
No doubt. All right, Jose Bouquet, jump in here for a second if you don't mind, pal.
Hello.
All right, what are we doing now? We doing MLB or we doing NBA?
We'll do MLB.
Okay. Hello. I'm working on my.
Yeah, Jose I have a nasally ass voice. You just do it as nasally as possible.
I got to work on my Jose Bouquet impression, and I'm going to add to the arsenal. Hello. I'll watch that clip again and try to perfect it. All right, we got MLB. We got 15. We got a doubleheader. All right, ready to go, Jose Bouquet? Let's start, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, first one we got the doubleheader, right? 4:00 p.m. Dodgers Mets. It's kind of hot here, upper 70s. Kind of a strong wind blowing mostly across. We got Glasnow and McGill in the first game. Glasnow was very strong. Last two games less good, both at home. Small sample size, but he's been awesome in 3 road starts this year. McGill, first start back from the IL, got 7 strikeouts, not bad. A little hard to get a read on. Of course, the Mets are a massive home underdog here in game 1, which makes sense. You know, not personally, but I'm saying market wise, that's what I would expect the line to be. My lean at the line would definitely be Mets at plus 175. I didn't bet it though. Game 2, Stone and Quintana, of course, I'm not going to think about until game 1 is done. I didn't bet this one yet, and I don't think I can. Free play, I would put it on the Mets though at the huge plus line. Probably one way or another. Think about some kind of an over as well. What do you think here, Jose?
I agree with you. I was fading the Dodgers yesterday, and obviously the game got called. I don't think I'll fade them today. I lean towards the Mets here with Miguel. Market in this game real quick, and obviously the market's a little messed up because of the doubleheader, but 82% of the bets, 98% of the money on Los Dodgers here. It opened up at minus 193 is about right where it is. Minus 195, minus 190 at other places. I lean Miguel. And I'm very interested to see what happens to him as well. Well, I should say with Glasnow especially. Miguel was one of my original guys that I believed in. His velocity went up, and then he got hurt, and I don't think he's throwing as hard as he was. So, and a shout out to Sharpie here saying Glasnow almost got caught with sticky substances versus the Reds. Almost got kicked out of the game. Got hit by Arizona last week, and his slider and his curveball velo is down. So.
You see, so there. See, I will fully admit that I was not aware of that. Wow, that really changes shit, Jose Bouquet.
Yeah, it's Mets or nothing for me. I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
No, now I'm thinking it's Mets with at least one official bet, if not 2 or 3.
Okay.
Now this one I shouldn't necessarily add to my record because it's all based on what Sharpie said. Yeah, I guess I missed that. Go ahead.
If you want some totals action here as well, Pete, I'll read you the market and the totals if you care. 83% of the bets and 81% of the money on the over in this game. We started I'm on first 5, so let me go to full game real quick. 8 minus 115. It's gone down to minus 120, and some places are starting to show 7.5.
Wow. Huge shout out to Sharpie. So then why would we not love Glasnow under strikeouts here?
Well, Sharpie, do you want to come on and talk about this game? All right, let's bring on Sharpie real quick. I'll be right back.
I mean, Sharpie saying I can't back Glasnow till he gets right. I think we auto fade him. Go ahead.
Fading people, but the people who watched my show last week said, thank you, Sharpie. I made Arizona first 5 and full game money off of your breakdown, bro. You don't want to bet it. I will. What another thing that goes weird for the strikeouts is I posted on Twitter. I was like, the books pay attention to K percentage and they pay attention to past history. Glasnow's got a 34% career strikeout percentage versus this lineup. That is one of the best you will ever fucking see.
Sure.
this team striking out 24.5% of their at-bats the last 2 weeks. Then why is it a normal 7.5 asking for you to bet the over here? I cannot go over on his strikeouts one fucking bit, and that's without the cheating shit. That's just the books begging for over money. So I either said he has 10 plus or doesn't fucking get it, and I'm not going to bet no 10 plus.
Capping the cappers, just sitting back and listening, it seemed, it's not a lock, but it seems like a no-brainer on Mets, at least over 2.5, full game team total. And Glasnow under 7.5 strikeouts.
It takes balls to take Glasnow under 7.5, but you would be on the same side as the books, and the books are a multi-billion-dollar business.
They are. And it's just minus 108 I'm seeing now. All right, I'm going to, Sharpie. Huge shout out to Sharpie. These are, but since, capping the cappers and listening is part of what we do here in these shows, I will allow myself to add these to my official record. We'll start with Glasnow under 7.5 strikeouts. I'll shop around for my, for the best line. And Mets over 2.5 team total. That's got to be a play.
And
what is your 2.5? I'd love to hear what your 2.5 is.
Miguel too, Jose. I'm a Miguel backer, bro. I took his strikeouts versus Cleveland over 3.5 last week and laughed my way to 7. I mean, did he get hit? Yes, but he added a split finger fucking pitch. He only uses it versus lefties though, and the Dodgers tend to run 4 to 5 lefties, so he may actually have action at his strikeouts too. It's one of those places where everyone looks at the big guy and the little guy on the other side is going to be coming through and hitting his 5. I leaned first 5 over really, but the wind's flaring out. I think they both get hit. It's just I don't like fading pitchers. I think anybody can have a good day.
Of course.
So I just let it go. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going to fade you. I mean, I tried to fade Blanco coming back from cheating, and the fucker got 6 strikeouts exactly, and I had under 5.5. That's the way the cookie crumbles when I fade people.
Yeah, well, I mean, Pete, of course, these are not
2.5, Pete.
Go ahead.
What's your 2.5 team total at?
Let me see. Well, Pinnacle has what is Pinnacle has minus 145. Okay.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because mine's only showing 3.5. I'm getting plus 120. I'll move on it with everyone.
You know what?
That's team total for me.
The Mets just to win at plus 170 or so is probably the right play, or the -1 at plus 283. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Glasnow under 7.5 strikeouts minus 103 at Bet Online. I won't double up, but I'll go for a big score here. Mets -1. Mets -1 plus 283 is the current line at Pinnacle. Maybe I'll shop around, or maybe I'll just accept that one.
All right, well, beautiful. I'm on Mets team total over 3.5 plus 120. And Sharpie, you didn't have anything on this game, correct? All right, beautiful. Well, Sharpie, thank you. Well, you'll be back here very soon. Pete?
Morgan Spooner says Glasnow got hurt last time. They took away the sticky stuff. No way this guy doesn't walk out with a little sticky stuff ready to fade Glasnow at your own risk. The guy doesn't get hit by the Mets. Yes, if he goes out there with sticky stuff and gets away with it, I eat the 1.5. I eat the 1.08 units of loss. But my sense is it's tougher on the road to get away with that. And yeah, that's a little ballsy. I'm rolling the dice. Yeah.
Watch.
Billy Friedrich says under 7.5 strikeouts is even money on FanDuel. All right, we will take that one. Thank you very much, Billy Friedrich. FanDuel. Thank you. Shout out Billy Friedrich. And we'll take it. Yeah, I don't really like Megal either in this spot, but I'll take the Mets -1 at plus 283. We'll see. It's probably much better to take the Mets team total over, but all right.
And you obviously, I'm assuming game 2, we just need to watch game 1. You have no opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's move on. Next one, Boston-Baltimore. Boston is the underdog spreadsheet play from Ron Crawford, which makes some sense. I mean, Boston getting a big line here, but Baltimore, it's tough for me to fade them in any spot. Grayson Rodriguez overall been strong, had walks issues in his last start, coming back from an arm issue, been way better at home. Will that continue? Why or why not? And then Bayo usually gives up a few. I'm thinking he gives up a few here as well. So I'm not surprised to see what Ron Crawford has to say. Not quite sure if if I'm agreeing with it. I did bet. I did take a shot with Baltimore first 3 on the overnight line, on the opening line, and I'm thinking about Rodriguez under 6.5 strikeouts, and maybe over 1.5 walks as well. I think Rodriguez will be much stronger early, and then later on, maybe not necessarily go deep. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a believer in Rodriguez very short term in this game. And Bayo, well, you know this team inside and out, Jose Bouquet. What's your take on Boston, Baltimore?
Well, it's tough. I think Baltimore is just a bad matchup for the Red Sox. Their lineup is just good 1 through 9, and I don't think the Red Sox pitchers really jive with it. Brian Bayo, if people still think he's the best pitcher on the Red Sox, he's not. He's probably the second or third, maybe. Tanner Houck's easily number 1 now. His last few starts, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 Ks, 4 walks, though. And then he went 4 2/3, 7 hits, 5 earned runs against St. Louis. So it's been shaky from him as of late. He's faced Baltimore already once, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned. It's just not a game that I could back. And Grayson has been solid. Gave up a few runs to the White Sox of all people, but otherwise has been pretty good. I just didn't have a good feel in this game. I was surprised to see Ron saying that the Red Sox were the spreadsheet dog. 15% of the bets and 43% of the money are on the Red Sox, though. So there are some big bets out there on the Red Sox. And totals wise, this is 86% of the bets and 83% of the money on the over in this game here. This line opened up at -155, has gone up -163 at Bet Online. And for the total here, this went from 8.5 to 8 now. So very interesting. Maybe we'll see a pitching battle, maybe a first 5 under here. But I just think it's dicey to back the Orioles full game because of their bullpen. And maybe I'd lean over here, but otherwise I had no action.
Yeah. All right. It's a little juicy, but I took Baltimore first 3 on the overnight line. I'm seeing -160 at Caesars, so I'll take that one. Baltimore Orioles first 3 -160. I will take that one line at Caesars, and yeah, I'm also leaning Rodriguez under strikeouts as well. Let's see where it is. It was -135 when I saw it. Now it's still -135. That's a pretty solid lean there for me. The under. Yeah, Grayson Rodriguez. He's all right. He's not that bad, right? He just I don't trust him to go that deep. Go ahead.
He's probably the second best pitcher on the Orioles. I think he's really good, personally.
I think he's really good too.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna hold off on his. Okay, I'll hold off on his strikeout prop for now, and I'll just go on on Baltimore for first 3. Let's look at the comments section. DC Capper says Baltimore -1.5 strong play. Could be a blind opinion there until further notice. Everything on Baltimore blindly strong until further notice, possibly. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Jose Bouquet. Here we go. Pittsburgh, Detroit. Sharpie's going to join us for this one. Jared Jones against Skubal. I'll just set it up. I mean, I'm glad that Sharpie's joined. This is maybe the most interesting strikeout prop game, in my opinion. Of course, Jared Jones to start the year was lighting it up with the strikeout props. Young guy, maybe fading a little bit. Last 3 starts, less good. And Skubal got hit at KC in his last start. And still in general, though, he is who he is. Detroit, off of that huge 14-run win 2 days ago. My leans, I'll tell you, I was leaning under 7.5 for Skubal, even though it is a quote-unquote bounce-back spot for him, and maybe under 4.5 hits, although that was just something I was thinking about. And I was thinking about no-brainer, don't overthink it, first 5 under 3.5, and if not that, then maybe Pittsburgh first 5 team total under. So I do like a bounce-back spot from Skubal, but I was leaning under 7.5 strikeouts as well. Interesting situation. Love to hear what Sharpie has to say about this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty much here just to talk Skubal and Skubal only. Now, I do have a lineup already done for Jones, so I do have I'll talk Jones too at the end, but I have most of my work done here on the man, the myth, the legend, and not Pete Loshak this time. It's fucking Tarek fucking Skubal, guys. He gets the Pirates, whoever their last 200 plate appearances are not walking versus lefties, striking out 24.5% of the time. 24 is bad. 27 is where you stick the knife in a top 3 isolated power. Now, I really don't care about their K percentage, guys, because it's starting to come back to what I know the Pirates are versus lefties. I don't care about this bullshit-ass top 3 isolated power is what I am, though. Who are you beating up on? Sure as fuck not my guys, Because in these numbers they've seen, guys, Shota Amagna went 7 innings of no-run ball, striking out 7. And we were just on Chris Sale 2 days ago. Yes, he cashed on my last batter, but the 7.5 cashed as he went 7 innings, 1-run ball, and striking out 8. And those are the only guys I'd freaking bet on as they cracked open Blake Snell, who hasn't done shit this year, and they smacked Steele around. Granted, I was on Steele yesterday, cashed me in the 4th inning, but Pittsburgh smacked him around every time he has faced them. It's just a bad matchup for him, and that's baseball, fellas. Now, what we can do, guys, is go back, guys, over the past numbers. We could even look farther back. Patrick Sandoval, a guy I'd never bet on, 7 innings, no runs, 7 punch-outs. So what I'm getting at, guys, is no matter who they put in this lineup, I have Skubal for 7.25 to 7.75 strikeouts on a bad day. So I get it, guys. If you've already pulled the trigger on the over, as that's the only way to look personally for me. I have 7 guys who could punch out, with 5 of them more than once. As I said, the same thing with Sale, guys. There's only 2 tough guys in this lineup, Joe and Olivares. They had 0 punch outs as well versus Sale, and Olivares has only struck out 1 of his 14 bats versus Skubal. So you can count that dude as a big fat 0, and if we somehow get him, we'll take it. But he's counted for 0. Joe's counted for 0. And I still got, even if they want to put Grandal in for Bart, even if they want to put Amaya in, there's only so much they can do with this lineup. It doesn't get better, guys. That's what I'm getting at. And this team has struggled versus good lefties. Now, what I did, guys, was to be safe rather than sorry, is all my guys have gotten 7 or more versus this team. So I have a single game parlay at plus 102. I took Skubal down to 7 or more strikeouts. I do believe he has 8 or more, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I took the team total of the Pittsburgh Pirates under 3.5 with it. It was like minus 160. I personally don't like betting minus 160s. So by putting the 7 with the team total under 3.5, which I do believe correlate, I get a plus 102. Every one of my guys who went deep gave up 1 run or less. And every one of my guys had 7 or more strikeouts. I don't see nothing changing here.
Wow. That's a hell of a breakdown, Sharpie. All right, I'm going to start with one play.
Let's talk. You want me to talk Jones now, or you want to talk?
Okay, yeah. Well, let me just start my first play, which I was leaning there, and based on everything you said, I'm going to go for it. Pittsburgh Pirates first 5 team total under 1.5 minus 150 current line Pinnacle, and then based on what you say on Jones, I mean, if you think Jones is all right, then probably the first 5 unders worth a shot. If you don't think Jones is all right, then probably Detroit first 3 or first 5 money line is good. What do you think, Sharpie?
Me personally with Detroit, with Jones. Jones is a stud, guys. Now, it sucks that Paul Skeens came up and nobody's going to look at Jones no more, but Jones in his first 5 starts is in the category of Spencer Strider and DeGrom for whiff percentages. Mm-hmm. Now, he's only a 2-pitch pitcher is the problem. And he ran into the Giants 2 of his last 3 games. The Giants are one of the most patient teams in baseball. They make you throw strikes. They will take pitch after pitch after pitch. And they've seen fastball slider combos like 7 times of their last 10 games. It's so stupid how much it's seen. To where it was just bad matchups for Jared Jones. When you look through this lineup, guys, fastball sliders, we've got 7 of the 9 guys who are league average or worse at whiffing at a slider. That's everybody's slider. That's not just Jones's slider. Now, I've come to learn with him, I like chase. You give me a team who chase, I don't care about their contact because his shit is that nasty. If you chase, you're going to have a problem. Right now, we only got 5 guys chasing in this lineup. Can it change? Can they put McKinstry in? Yeah, but at the moment, it's a coin toss for me on Jones. Can he get 6? Can he get 7? It's right there. I like to see 2/3 of a lineup for me to go one way. And right now, it's 5-4 in favor of him. And what I like to look for. So it's just a leave alone type spot for me when I look at a guy's strikeouts. Now, if they add one more guy who strikes out, that's 6. That's 2. Who chases? That's 6 guys who chase. That's 2/3 of the lineup. So I'll go over.
Man. So you think that Jones is, he's given up a home run in each of his last 3 games. His weakness is home runs. You don't think that he's, maybe 22-year-old guy wearing down just a little bit or anything like that? The last 3 games were just, they were terrible. They were just maybe a little bit fluky.
I just think the Giants games you could really throw out because the Giants have been Paul Skeens didn't get no strikeouts versus him. Christian Scott, who's been a stud, got touched by the Giants. A lot of these young kids have actually had problems. It's been the freaking the Generals who's handled the freaking Giants, the Wheelers, the bigger guys. All these young studs, these 2-pitch pitchers haven't done the job, dude, because they're gonna sit and make you throw strikes. And this dude has a nasty slider, but it drops out the zone. And if you're throwing 3-2 counts and walking people, all of a sudden you cannot walk people and give up a home run. Now, a lot of these guys do not whiff at a fastball. And that's where he may run into some trouble, but I've seen him pitch people backwards this whole time. He has no problem throwing a slider in a 3-1 count. So as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he should have a good game today. Like, quality start should be there. And I expect the ace effect. You got the ace on the other side in Tarek Skubal. If he goes 1-2-3 like he should, Jones jumps in line. We have a 2-hour and 20-minute game. He's just got to jump in line in the first inning, have his 1-2-3, and now we've got two aces just going back and forth. And that's another reason why I didn't take Pirates to win. I don't want to be involved in an ace duel and it be a 1-0 game. I'd rather have the team total fucking under.
Man. First 5 under 3.5 is very tempting. Jose Bouquet, what do you think about this game in general?
I'm on it. No, I'm on it, Pete. First 5 under 3.5 minus 125. I hope Sharpies was just whispering sweet nothings in my ears just there. And it was great. I loved it. 98% of the bets and money are on the over in this game. And this game has just done nothing but go down totals wise. And we're seeing a 6.5 now at Heritage full game. So I'll take first 5 under 3.5. We'll ride. It'll be a fun game to watch.
All right, and I'm just going to stick one play here. Pittsburgh first 5 under 1.5 minus 150, and Sharpie liking endorsing a play on Skubal over strikeout props and combining that with some other stuff. Man, Sharpie, when is your show? Tell everyone you can get more of this every freaking day. Well, when is your show for everyone who's watching right now?
I dropped it in the chat, guys. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 Eastern. I only do it 3 days a week. It takes me like 6 hours a day to write everything, to type everything out, guys. I don't just come up with this shit out my ass. Like you said at the beginning, it's hard to host a show. It's easy to be a guest, bro. It's easy to be a guest, guys. So I do appreciate all those who watch the show and tune in, as it is the best MLB prop show on God's green earth.
Sharpie. All right. I'll tune in today at 3 o'clock as well. All right, Jose Bouquet, you ready to move on?
Yeah, whenever you are, I'm ready.
All right.
Let's roll.
St. Louis, Cincinnati. I might be wrong here. Abbott's last start was last Tuesday, I believe, and I had a winner with that one. I took his under 2.5 earned runs. So we have Abbott again here. I made some bets on this game. I might be wrong. St. Louis, Cincinnati. Cincinnati won 3-1 yesterday. They've won 4 in a row. St. Louis had been awesome before a loss yesterday. You can contrast Sharpie's analysis with mine. Cincinnati won yesterday. St. Louis was awesome before they lost. Cincinnati won 4 in a row. Yeah, I do what I do here, Jose Bouquet. I think it's a not great spot for Abbott. I took a shot with running the first on this one, and I'm probably going to maybe take a shot with St. Louis team total over, maybe the first 3 or first 5 over. Definitely, though, running the first, yes, I already bet that one, and I did. It's now up to 5.5. I bet Abbott over 4.5 hits. I got minus 166. Now it's up to 5.5 at plus money. I'll probably just add that one on as well at 5.5 at plus money. Definitely running the first. Don't necessarily like the spot for either of these guys, although both of them can be good, especially Abbott, but that's what I did. Could be wrong. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, I thought it was a tough game for me as well. I stayed off of it. 74% of the bets, 75% of the money on the Reds here. Totals wise, it's pretty split, but we've got semi-sharp, or I guess sharp action, I shouldn't say semi, on the under here. 40% of the bets, 69% of the money on the under. Opened up at a minus 120 to the under 9.5. Now it's around minus 115 across the board. 2 pitchers I think are pretty good, but I ended up just, like I said, staying off this game. Maybe the under comes through here and I'll regret a little bit, but no action for me on this game, Pete, to keep it short and sweet.
All right, I'll start with running the first inning. Yes, at minus 114. That's the current line at Pinnacle. I'll shop around a little bit, and I do like the Again, I like the hits prop for Abbott. Although, no, there you go down. Now it's up to 5.5. I got it at 4.5 at a decent favorite line, big favorite line. Now it's let's see where 5.5 plus 125. Maybe I'll add that one as well. Maybe I'll add that one as well. St. Louis should bounce back. All right, I will. I'll shop around a little bit, but I'll start with the Pinnacle line over 5.5 hits. Plus 125. If it lands on 5, that'll be frustrating, but okay. I'll shop around and kind of lean in St. Louis. What are people, while I shop around, is there anyone in the comments section that's saying anything interesting about this one?
Fernando Mendoza likes red money line and gifted cartel. The Cardinals against lefties have been decent because Kyle Gibson, I believe, is a righty, unless I've been terribly mistaken. But St. Louis against lefties in the last few weeks, from the 12th to today, they're 107 weighted runs created plus, is 10th best in the league. Much better than third to last, what they have been full season. And Paul Goldschmidt has seemingly woken up a little bit, so that definitely helps. Beavis likes cards for him as well. Chosen one likes the unders in these games. JP Taylor likes Cincy first 5. As well, obviously, because again, the Cardinals bullpen is pretty solid this year as well. And Justin McKelvey also enjoys little Cardinals action as well.
All right. Well, I got the Pinnacle line running the first. Yes, minus 114. Abbott over 5.5 hits, plus 129 at Heritage. Hopefully that won't be that won't burn me. And so people are leaning Cincinnati, huh?
I think it's pretty split, honestly. There's some Cardinals love in there as well.
Yeah,
and Markel going for the big score of minus 2.5 there as well. And Markel, I know it wasn't Markel, it was a gifted cartel. Excuse me, asking about Reds against righties. I got you there as well. Reds against righties in the last few weeks, 27th, 79 weighted runs created plus. So they've been shit, particularly. Full season, they've been better, but it's not hard to be better than the second worst. 21st, 94 weighted runs created plus. So you're right about that, gifted cartel.
And I'd love to triple up and take under 17.5 outs for Abbott, but I guess I should just chill out with that. Although I would love to do it, and a lean to the first half over as well. What is that? Let's see. Total for 5 minus 113. That's probably I'll hold off on that one, but that's what I'm thinking, and probably the St. Louis team total over as well. I guess we can move on. All right, you ready, Jose?
Yep.
All right. Oakland, Tampa Bay. Mitch Spence against this guy Zach Littell. Littell usually decent or good at home. You know, he had one dud, but in general, he's been decent. So I did take a quick auto shot with his over 5.5 strikeouts at like minus 133 when it came out. I'm assuming it's gone up a little bit, but we'll see. I was also thinking about, just the first 3 under, because this Mitch Spence, a little hard to get a read on. Of course, Tampa Bay struggling a little bit offensively, coming in, making a start. I'm hoping he'll be okay here, but expecting a decent start from Littell and leaning under. Can't take Tampa Bay, though, at the big line. So I did bet Littell over 5.5 strikeouts and leaning first 3 under. And, maybe Oakland first 5 team total under or something like that. What can you tell us about this game, if anything, Jose Bouquet?
Yeah, another pass game for me because I can't get a feel for Mitch Spence or Zach Littell here. But I do have a question, Pete. Are you betting player props across the board more? Because I know you were talking about betting a lot more NHL player props, and that was started becoming a thing for you. Has this always been a thing for you in baseball that you've been betting player props, or are you just letting it fly? Pete? Just fuck it.
I go where I think I'm seeing the value is, Jose Bouquet. You can't force value. True. And if you think you're seeing something, if you, what can I say? Yeah, I mean, in general, as the markets mature, the smaller markets tend to, have more clear value. So, if your bet size is like, $10,000, which mine is not, then it's tougher to justify going deep into prop bets. But if you've got a modest bet size, which mine is, or small, which mine may also qualify as, props is a little lower. I remember when they first started, offering the first 5 team totals, and those were the best bets on the board, And so, yeah, that's just what I'm doing right now, Jose Bouquet.
All right, fair enough.
And it shows you, I got minus 133 on the Littell strikeout prop. Now it's up to 154 at Caesars. So I'm not sure if I want to take that.
Let me see cash the bet already, Pete. You've already won. You got that CLV, right? That's
maybe no, the game. We got many more hours to go, but let me see. It could easily come back, and a lot of times it does. Although the late prop line. Yeah, minus 137 at Pinnacle. All right, I'll add that one on. I'll add Littell over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 137. Current line at Pinnacle. I'll see what
I
Bet
also
Online
like
has.
J-Dub. J-Dub has a good look. Ray's team total under 4.5, not bad. Ray's bullpen will be rested. So I don't like that. I don't hate that at all, J-Dub.
I mean, I certainly don't know it for a fact, but I think that Spence is in this spot is probably more likely than not going to be okay. I mean, Tampa Bay, that can be a very run suppressing a stadium, and they're not a particularly terrifying offense, are they, Jose Bouquet?
No.
You put up a few here and there on you, right?
Yeah, I don't believe in them. I think they're a last place team, though. So, I think minus 165 is probably a little aggressive on them as well. So if you had to give me a money line bet, it'd be A's or pass. But yeah, I'm passing.
All right. Well, I'll take the Littell over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 137 prop. Definitely leaning first 3 and first 5 under as well. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. You don't exactly know what could happen to. So I'll hold off. The first 5 is just 4 or 4.5. All right, let's look at the comment section here. All right, let's move on. Next game on the card: Washington, Atlanta. Atlanta, huge favorite. Irving against Fried. Fried, of course, off of the complete game at Wrigley, and Irvin, decent, but also, has his duds. Obviously, this is not a great spot for him on the road against Atlanta with nice hitting weather. So I definitely think that at the very least, Atlanta first 5 team total over and Irvin over 2.5 earned runs is worth a shot. I did take a shot with Irvin under 4.5 strikeouts at plus money as well. And so I got to think what I want. Of course, Washington won yesterday. Atlanta probably a good bet, but I can't bet him at that line. And Fried is usually good, but not always. So he could get hit here as well. So the plays that I bet that I'm thinking about: Atlanta first 5 team total over and full game team total over. Irvin over 2.5 earned runs and maybe under 4.5 strikeouts even at the current line. What's your take on this one, Jose?
Yeah, I like Jake Irvin. He's one of my guys this year that I've been impressed with. I back him on occasion, and like you said, he's definitely prone to have a stinker or two. But it's just tough for me to back him here as well against a good Braves team that we know of. Yesterday, I took first 5 Nationals. That was awesome. But I think the Braves will come out ready to go today. I think they were a little shell shocked because they lost Acuna yesterday. Charlie Morton not that good. The only issue, Fried coming off of a complete game is not someone I want to back here. So if I was going to bet this game, I did like that Irvin over 2.5 runs there. I admittedly do like that, but otherwise I'll probably just stay off.
All right. Well, I'm seeing it has moved. I'm seeing I got a plus money, the under 4.5 strikeouts. It's minus 108 at Caesars right now, minus 123 at Pinnacle. I'll check what Bet Online has, but looks like I'm gonna have to take the 108, which is okay. I'll check Heritage as well. But
and I believe that Troy said that cash cow is the Braves today as well. So shout out to Troy Torrance and the cash cow.
Yeah, that makes here we go, plus 100 at Heritage. That's nice. I'll take that one. That makes perfect sense. Of course. Let me see what I'm sure Bet Online doesn't have a better line for this one. And yeah, I'm trying to think. It just seems like an obvious spot. Either Atlanta first 5 team total over, or let me see, where are we? Or the Irvin over earned runs prop. Yeah, wow. Bet Online has under 4.5 minus 130. Maybe I'll double up a little here at Caesars. Jeez, look at that. Look at that.
What's funny?
Let me see. Go ahead.
Braves to score first is only minus 120. That's pretty nuts to me. I would figure they'd be much higher than that. So
and the Braves first 5 team total over is 2.5 minus 125. That seems a little bit. Should be a little higher, right?
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm staying off this game, but I'll be very interested to see what happens to Irvin here. I think it's a bad spot for him, but who knows? Maybe he shines.
Irvin's your boy. Is that true? What do you mean by that?
I just backed him at several points in the season, and I think he could be quietly considered one of the better pitchers on the Nationals. I think he's bet on at several points, but like you said, he's definitely prone to a blow up here or two. And I believe I forget off the top of my head now if it was his last start, but he had a great start, gave up 1 earned run. I bet him that day, but we lost just because it was a 1-0, and it was the Minnesota game, his last game. He gave up 6 and he went 6 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, but through the first 5 innings it was just 1-0, and then we just couldn't get a scratch or run across. So I think he's a quality pitcher, yeah, but it's just scary to back him against the Braves, who we know are good. They're not as good as they were last year, but still good.
Yeah. All right. I will. I'll stick with Irvin under 4.5 strikeouts plus 100 at Heritage, leaning hard at the under 16.5 outs for Irvin as well. If he gets crushed, they'll yank him early, won't they?
Yeah, probably, because they won so handedly yesterday. They didn't have to use probably so many bullpen pieces. So.
All right, that's a hard lean. All right, I will. I'll add on. Sure, I'll add on Irvin under 16.5 outs as well. Irvin under 16.5 outs. Let me just shop around a little bit. Let me see the outs here. We got minus 119 at Caesars. That's not too bad. And I'll shop around a little bit. Anyone in the comment section giving any opinions that are noteworthy? Jose
Muted,
Bouquet,
of course. Joey Harb asked about the over 8.5 here. I just think that both these guys could pitch well. Joey is my concerns. That's why I don't like the over here. Rodney Barton saying the Nats will compete. Braves are in shambles. Johnny K saying the Braves are some bums. Beavis saying the under here in a parlay as well with the Braves minus 1.5. And he's also talking about Canes, and I've been craving Canes for the last few days. I think I know why now. J Dubs saying also likes the minus 2.5, and DC Capper likes Washington Nationals here plus 210. Shout out to you, DC Capper. Tori Coker also likes Braves run line as well.
Okay, I have found minus 112 Irvin under 16.5 outs, minus 112 at Heritage, and the under 4.5 strikeouts plus 100. That's also at Heritage. All right, we're moving, we're rocking. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it seems, and maybe just Braves minus 1. I'm not sure. Let's go on. Jose Bouquet. Next game on the card: Cubs Milwaukee. Ben Brown and Freddie Peralta. Is another one I hit. I hit the Peralta under strikeouts prop as well. Peralta off a strong start at Miami. Give him a little asterisk for that. Before that, he had been getting hit a little bit more. Ben Brown, not exactly sure what to make of him. You know, he probably won't go that deep. He can get his strikeouts, though. Cubs a decent underdog here. And I was thinking that, maybe not a great spot for Peralta. Cubs first 3, first 5. Peralta under 7.5 strikeouts. That one I did actually bet. I'm sure you have looked at this quite carefully. What do you think of Freddie Peralta and Ben Brown, Jose Bouquet?
Yeah, it's a tough game because, I mean, Pete, I'm sure you saw, because you watch everything, I'm sure, and you don't go out. You're just inside. You're a recluse, as they say. You're not on the fashion shows.
That's correct.
But this is a big rivalry in this division. The Brewers
it was Council, you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, Council got just shit all over yesterday by the fans, and I think it's going to happen every time he comes back for the next year. And I think the Brewers are going to be pretty motivated to get the wins against the Cubs here. So I just am a little worried about backing the Cubs because I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're going to do the whole rally around your coach thing after him getting shit on. I just don't know if that's a thing here in baseball in the regular season, but I definitely think the Brewers can feed off the crowd atmosphere, pitching well. Freddie Peralta, who has been solid basically all year, has been coming off of a poor start here as well. Well, not even. It was a start ago, excuse me. So he went 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run against Miami, and that was coming off of a 5 earned runs and 5 innings appearance against Houston. So this will be a real test to see how back he is, I guess. He went 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs earlier this season at the Cubs, but that was 5 Ks and 6 walks that day. So if he has any kind of control here, I definitely think the Brewers are live to play. I just don't know if I want to back them here at minus 150. I think it's a little ridiculous because at the end of the day, Pete, I think the Cubs are probably better than the Brewers. And the only reason I'm not backing them because I think this home environment will push them on a little bit, especially in this first series with Council coming back. It's so fresh. So I'm not on this game either. I think the Freddie Peralta shoves, though. And I like Ben Brown. He's been solid this year. So maybe a first 5 under But nothing here for me. And shout out to Troy Torrance, who is indeed saying that the Braves -1.5 and the Braves are the cash cows. Shout out.
You think Peralta shoves?
I do. I think he has a good start here. And we can talk about the market here. Let's talk about the money line market first in the Cubs game. 85% of the bets and 87% of the money on the Brewers. Kind of not surprising because I think everyone saw what I did yesterday, and I think they just want the Cubs to get their ass kicked here, I guess. Opened up at a -153. Now -164 at Bovada here at Bet Online. Or excuse me, that was Bet Online at Bovada to start here now. -160 opener, now up to -174 there. Totals wise here, let's talk about it because 98 and 98% of bets and money are on the over in this game. And truly, I think this could be a more of an under game. Open up at an 8 -110. And now is 8 -120. So that does make me feel a little better about the under here. Real quick, I'm going to look at a first 5 here. This opened up at a 4 -115. We're seeing 4 -120s and 25s now as well. So, yeah, I do like the first 5 under, and I think I will make it official, Pete.
All right, well, I'll tell you what I'm doing here, Jose Bouquet. I'm going to add Peralta under 17.5 strikeouts, -116 at Heritage. That's a nice line there. And I am going to take the Cubs first 3 +150 at Caesars. Chicago Cubs first 3 +150 current line at Caesars. We'll see. Yeah, it is a big deal. Like, Council comes out, they're booing him. But this guy, Ben Brown, I think he's all right, you know?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm taking the first 5 under, Pete. So I'm on it officially, first 5 under. So let's ride. And of course, by the way, Rodney Barton, a good note here. The Nerfy has hit 9 straight Cubs games. So very interesting.
Sounds good. All right, let me glance the comment section, and then we will. And then Gifted Cartel says Ben is not going deep. Yeah, although his strikeout prop is 5.5, which indicates a decent, solid, at least 5-inning start expected for him. But
and I'll tell you the bullpen now here as well. The bullpen usage, Mark Leiter threw yesterday and Hayden Wesneski threw yesterday, both 15 and 14 pitches. So everyone should be available for the Cubs here, bullpen-wise.
All right. Interesting stuff. Corey Coker says Cubs over 3.5 team total. So he doesn't necessarily think that Peralta is going to shove. And my dude, Swanson, Hap, Morel hitting like fucking shit. I believe if Yelich stays healthy, Brewers win the division for sure. Okay. But that's
wow.
And it's coming from a Cubs fan. I'm thinking Cubs first 3. JP Taylor enjoying watching the Cubs getting their ass kicked. All right. Let's move on. Next game on the card, KC, Minnesota, Ragans and Simeon Woods Richardson. If I had to have a second game where Sharpie joined us and gave his opinions, it would probably have been this one. Ragans, high volatility for this guy. Off a 12 strikeout start, 2 straight home shutout starts. Now he's going on the road against Minnesota. Simeon Woods Richardson, generally been solid. Earlier, he was getting strikeouts in short appearances. Last few starts, though, hasn't really been getting strikeouts, but getting results overall, generally pretty good. I did take a shot with the over 3.5 strikeouts at -142. I'm scared to look at it now. That might have been a mistake, but high volatility for Ragans in general. So, free play on the side, I would definitely throw it on Minnesota as a dog. Leaning Woods Richardson over at just 3.5 strikeouts. And Ragans, I'm not exactly sure what to expect from him here. Probably a less awesome start, I think. What do you think?
I actually think Ragans goes today and pitches well.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting market wise. Let's talk about that to start here. We're talking the Royals here. So interesting, 55% of the bets and only 37% of the money on the Royals. So you could say sharper, bigger bets on the Twins here, 45 and 63, but not too much. Line opened up at a -109 at Bet Online, and we know that they open up early with limits. Just immediately skyrocketed up to -129. It went from -109 to -117 to -120, and it just kept going up there. At other books here, like our friends at Bovada, they opened up -125. Kansas City now up to -136. With little money on them is very interesting. I don't trust Simeon Woods Richardson yet, and the Twins' numbers against lefties recently have not been good either. Since the 12th to today, the Minnesota Twins are 15th, 94 weighted runs created plus, which, is a little below average, but their 9th full season, 112 against lefties here. So they're obviously struggling a little bit as of now. So I lean Royals, but I didn't move on it.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I bet the over 3.5 strikeouts for him. I think I got 142 or so, suspiciously low, and now it's lower. It's moved the opposite direction. So I'm not sure what to make of this, but you know what I do? You know what I will do, Jose Bouquet?
Please tell me immediately.
I'll say, 3.5 minus 128. Now I like it more.
Of course. By the way, 99% of the bets, 99% of the bets and 98% of the money on the over in this game. So I definitely would lean under.
All right. I'm going to take Woods Richardson over just 3.5 strikeouts minus 128 is the current line of Pinnacle. Can't really explain the movement, although we'll see where it closes. I think it might be a little bit of a buy low spot for Woods Richardson, at least as far as his strikeouts are concerned. And I'm going to take it. As far as Ragans is concerned, I really am not sure at all. Is anyone in the comment section giving a strong opinion on this one way or the other, Jose Bouquet?
Not really. Not really. The Twins money line is the JP Taylor Raising Cane Sneaky Salmonella play of the day. There you go. Beavis likes the Twins minus 1.5. Fernando likes the Twins, but's holding off. Morgan Spooner's on the Royals here. DC Capper on the Royals as well here. And Philly Eagle Flyer, probably my favorite bets that I've seen recently that are kind of new to me, I guess. Tied after 2 innings. Philly Eagle Flyer has been doing a lot of those, and I like that. It's kind of like your Nerfy souped up a little bit, but he likes this tied after 2 innings, and I like that.
Okay. Well, I'll go for it with the Woods Richardson strikeout prop. Next game on the card, here's an one. Toronto White Sox. Toronto, huge road favorite, right? Gossman off a strong 10 strikeout start. Clevenger just hasn't been that good at all. Why would he be better here? Maybe someone knows why. I'm not quite seeing it. Toronto won yesterday, of course. And this is another one. This was like Clevenger. I was like, I don't know if I want to take the Clevenger over 2.5 earned runs, but last night the Toronto team total over first 5 was just 2.5 at plus money. Scratching my head a little bit about why it was so low. What to make of Gossman here? Not quite sure. My only thought here was just not quite understanding why the Toronto team total was so low. And as far as Toronto as a huge road favorite here, I don't know. Is Gossman going to have another awesome start? Is Clevenger going to struggle again? If I knew that both of those answers were yes for a fact, of course I would take Toronto here. Are they? What do you think, Jose Bouquet?
I don't know. Jimmy loves Kevin Gausman, and he thinks he's, still very good. And I'm on the opposite side of Jimmy when it comes to that. I cannot get there with Gausman. I think he's been hit or miss this year. More hit than miss, admittedly, but those misses are bad, and I just don't want to be involved. He should dominate the White Sox. But again, I don't trust him at the end of the day. Markets in this game is real quick. Unsurprisingly, 89% of the bets, 91% of the money on the Blue Jays there. And for the total here, 63% of the bets, 61% of the money on the on the over. But this total opened up at an 8.5 here, Pete, apparently, and has gone down to a 7.5, which has been very interesting to see. So people out there thinking that Clevenger pitches well, and the Blue Jays offense, has not given anyone confidence all year. So I could see it.
And now at Pinnacle, the Toronto first 5 team total over is 2.5 plus 116. So it's headed down. Money coming in on Clevenger to not get shelled again. All right. I'm going to hold off.
Yeah, I'm off.
I'm going to hold off on this one. Yeah, very tricky game, weird, wacky, wild game. Let me glance the comment section to see if JP Taylor distrust in Gossman leads me to the over 8. Fernando Mendoza says line hasn't moved for the White Sox. Might have to take the Jays again. All right. DC Capper, strong play, Toronto minus 1.5. Okay. All right. Pass for me. Finally, a game that I passed on, Jose Bouquet. Next game, Arizona, Texas. This one didn't have an opening line overnight, so I didn't look into it too deeply. Fought against Dunning, I believe.
I don't think there's a line for it still, actually, as well.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
let me check.
I don't know 100%. I was looking for one and I didn't see one. So you guys in the chat, let us know, and let us know if these are the pitchers as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing one
minus
now.
124.
Yeah, I'm seeing Arizona small road favorite, and it looks like I was expecting Fott and Dunning, so I guess I'm going to although Heritage. Let me see. I'm not really seeing it at Heritage though. That's weird. Yeah. All right. Maybe we should skip this one. Plus, also because I don't really have any, Dunning obviously overall pretty vulnerable. Fott usually decent, can get touched. Arizona, a small road favorite here. And I would be, I guess, at first glance leaning, Arizona team total over maybe to hit Dunning. But this is going to be a pass for me, definitely as of right now. Let's look at the comment section, see if anyone has to, Gifted Cartel likes D-backs first 5. That makes sense. All right.
I like the D-backs as well, first 5, if I had to bet it. But yeah, no, I agree. Let's just keep it rolling.
All right, next one. Cleveland and Colorado. McKenzie going into Colorado. He has had one career start at Coors, which is a good one, right? So his stuff can be good there. He went 6 innings, gave up 1 run or so. And McKenzie, of course, horrible to start the year. Evened out recently, been much better in May than he was to start the year. Going up against Feltner off a great start in Oakland. Nice weather at Colorado. Colorado, a decent-sized home dog. Colorado won yesterday. Colorado actually won 7 of 8 now at home, so they are not a pushover at home. Home dog here against Cleveland. At the line, I would be leaning counter. I'd be leaning plays that go a little bit opposite each other. Cleveland team total over and Colorado as a decent sized home dog. Not really sure what to expect from McKenzie here.
I don't know what to do either. Pass. I think this could be an over game, but 10.5 scares me. Agree. Torrey Coker's on Rockies -1. Yeah, I mean, Coors Field fade, right? If you're gonna take it, just take the -1.5 and hope you can roll those dice and get a dub. But I didn't want anything on this game either, unfortunately, so I stayed off.
Yeah, I mean, my lean would definitely be to the over, and it seems like the Cleveland team total over is more reliable than the other one. But I've done this so many times where I'll take like some road team I think is gonna, and then the McKenzie guy gives up 7 to Colorado in the second inning. The over soars over, and my team total loses by a half run or a run and a half. But I'm definitely leaning over here. Maybe even run in a first inning, yes. And I guess I'll have to think about it. I really want to pull the trigger on something here, though. Over-wise. You know what I'm saying, Jose Bouquet?
Fair, yeah. I thought you were just talking in general. I was like, I thought, Pete, you were happy to pass a game here. Now you want action on all the games, it seems.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was happy to pass on the other one. This one, it's just that, like, McKenzie is such a wild card in this spot. Cleveland should get to Colorado and the relievers. Not sure if I want to take an over 5.5 but I kind of do though, over 5 -154 at Caesars, 5.5 -118. Very, very tempting. What are people in the comment section saying here? Fernando Mendoza, Rockies first 5 was a +108, now -104 steam alert. So that tells you that either someone likes McKenzie to deal or Feltner to get hit. Torrey Coker says take first 3 over. Yeah, or run in the first yes is also something that I was thinking about. Let's see what that line is. Let's see total in the first.
No, honestly,
yes.
that first 5 line would make me want to jump on the Rockies.
Yeah,
and this does seem like a pretty cheap price for them. So Rockies are pass for me.
All right, maybe I will add on. Let me just check something right. Oh, the line has moved in the Rock. Yeah, pretty solid move in the Rockies' favor. All right, I will.
And that, by the way, Pete, that Rockies move has gone their way with 73% of the bets and 95% of the money on Cleveland. So I think I will move on the Rockies here, and I think I don't know if it'll be first 5 or full game or what, but I think I'll move on the Rockies.
All right, and I'll add on running the first yes at -129. Current line at Pinnacle. Looking around, might be able to find something better, but probably not too much better. And gosh, so the line has moved in the Rockies' favor. All right, yeah. And what are you saying for first 5, Jose Bouquet? The total?
Total is 6 over even money. But it's crazy, Pete, that you're getting I'm getting a 105 first 5 line like everyone else, and the full game is obviously plus 118 for the Rockies. So that difference there is pretty nuts.
I'm actually seeing 5.5 minus 125 and 2.5 minus 150 for the first 3. Really?
There you go. Yeah, Tora, I want to ride. I'm riding first 5 because I just don't trust these fucking chuckle fucks in the bullpen for the Rockies, unfortunately. So maybe I should have been smart and just taking a team total over. But I'll ride with Rockies first 5.
Let me just look at this. And you know what? I will, and I'll take. I'll also take the first 3 over. Cleveland, Colorado, first 3 over 2.5 minus 150 is the current line at Caesars. First 3 over 2.5. Current line at Caesars. Let me see what. Pinnacle. Heritage has a much worse line. Okay, I will take that one. We'll see how this turns out. All right, let's. First 5. I should probably take that one as well, but we'll just do that. Next one, Yankees and Angels. I bet this one again, Jose Bouquet. I bet this one also. Yankees a big road favorite here, right? Cortez off of 2 excellent home starts, been way worse on the road. Canning starting for the Angels, been better in May after a bad April. Yankees, generally winning. Angels off of the 3-game loss to Cleveland. I think the Angels are the play here as a big home dog, and I definitely bet Cortez to not have a good start props. I took under 5.5 strikeouts at plus money. I took under 17.5 outs at plus money for Cortez. I took both of those, and I took the LA Angels first 5 team total over 1.5 at minus 120. So if Cortez deals,
well, good. I'm on the same wavelength as you, Pete. I'm on Angels team total over 3.5.
Yes.
I got minus 110. They've been good against lefties recently, Pete, and since the 12th to the 28th, they're third best against lefties. 157 weighted runs created plus, 119 plate appearances, so at least over 100. And in full season, they're fourth best against lefties. 120 weighted runs created plus, which I thought was shocking to see. So I'm on the Angels team total. I was just a little scared of betting them full game and trusting Griffin Canning against the Yankees offense. So team total over for me. I also would semi-lean over, but yeah, I just like the team total over.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Cortez, I will take the under 5.5 strikeouts plus 106 right now at Caesars. I'll shop around to see if I can get a little better and probably chuck on another one there. And yeah, you're right. Just the Angels like team total is probably just and probably just the Angels to win or minus 1 is very good as well.
Yeah, I could see you taking an Angel minus 1 at big plus money, Pete. I could see that.
Yeah.
Up your sleeve.
Oh yeah, that's something I would definitely do. Yeah, I don't necessarily love Canning against the Yankees though. So I would also be leaning over. All right, it looks like I'll take the Caesars line plus 106. I also want to take like Cortez under 17.5 outs at plus 110. I'll throw that one on too. Cortez under 17.5 outs plus 110. Current line at Caesars. Let's see what Pinnacle has.
Hey, what odds was that bet previous to that one? Not the minus 110. What did you say that last one was?
You mean Cortez strikeouts?
I think so. Is that it? Yeah.
Under 5.5 strikeouts plus 106 Caesars.
Okay, cool. I thought Billy made me aware that the Kool-Aid Man might need to come out, and I just wanted to check.
No. The last terrific thing. Well, I took Cleveland, Colorado first 3 over 2.5 minus 150. I can give you that.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
That's all I got for you. And actually, I'm seeing it Heritage under 17.5 plus 115. So I will take that one. Cortez under 17.5 outs. Plus 115 at Heritage. Let me just look around. You got line shopping. So vitally important. Definitely worth the time that we spend looking around here. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. And I also got to think that the Angels, team totals are worth a shot as well. But maybe I'll just move on for now. Maybe I'll add that one later on.
You're gonna add it, Pete. I know you. You're gonna add it.
Well, I will. I want to keep a brisk pace, but also Next game, Houston, Seattle. This is an interesting one. You tell me what you think about these pitchers here and these teams, right? Hunter Brown, obviously to start the year was atrocious, less bad recently, but still nothing close to lights out. Luis Castillo, solid but not awesome. Actually been on a run of had a couple of duds to start the year, then has been much less bad since. Hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in a while. He does come close though, not really lights out. But very solid and reliable, Castillo. Hunter Brown, kind of a wild card. Seattle, not really the kind of team that can push a guy like Brown. Seattle, a small home favorite. What do you think, Jose Bouquet?
Yeah, I think Hunter Brown has definitely been sheltered a little bit. 4 of his last 5 starts have been on the road, and his 1 road start was against the Tigers, who aren't very good. He faced Seattle 4 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, which kind of started off this good wave of momentum he's been going on. 5 Ks, 4 walks that day. I don't trust him still. Eileen Mariners here. I got my fucking anal glands exposed to everyone yesterday. I took the Astros and the Nerfy, and I got destroyed there, unfortunately. But I do like the Mariners here, unfortunately. And I think Luis Castillo has not been a guy that I've liked backing at all, because he's very up and down, and he's always priced very, very expensive. Like, you'll get him at like -175s, and he can be up and down. But his last 4 starts now, he's given up 2 earned runs in some form or fashion here. So I just didn't stay. I didn't want to be on this game. I think the Mariners have to win these games if they want to be taken seriously in the division, and I still don't believe in the Astros, honestly. So I think these are 2 very tricky teams, like JP Taylor is saying, so I stayed off.
I agree. This is going to be a pass for me. Let's see what people in the comments section has to say. Kadesh Dean says, I would back Castillo over Fat Boy Brown any day, though. I mean, sure. I would too. It would depend on
Brown
the price.
Fat? Is he found, Kadesh?
We don't, once again, it's 2024. We don't body shame, right, in Pete. public media, 2024. We don't bully. We don't body shame. Everyone gets a trophy and everyone is accepted here. So no, in my opinion, no. Hunter Brown is not fat. End of conversation. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's move on. Yeah. Billy Friedrich says 220 pounds. That's not fat. Fat. Okay. Next game. Oh, here we go. Luzardo, Miami and San Diego. Luzardo off of 2 straight home shutout starts. I'm guessing now, maybe not on the road here at San Diego. He goes back to giving a couple, and then Waldron been pitching great, getting strikeouts. Not on 6 days, not on 5 days rest. Now this is a 4 days rest. He has a knuckleball though, so maybe that changes things for him. I've been betting the Waldron strikeout props over recently and doing well with them. I did do it again here. I got 4.5 plus money. Makes me nervous though, but I did it one more time. The rest makes me a little bit nervous. Luzardo, his last 2 starts, without question, awesome. Question is he going to be, what are the chances that he does it again here on the road, 3rd start in a row? My guess is probably gives up a couple, but I don't know. The last 2 starts, undeniably awesome. What's your take on San Diego, small home favorite? What's your take on this one, Jose?
Yeah, I did want to fade Waldron here, Pete. I've been fading Waldron, and it's cost me recently because he's been solid. I just don't trust the knuckleball. I just tend to fade that shit. But he's been solid. I can't really fade him here. The Marlins have not been, quality. And Jesus Luzardo is good, yes. But it's very tough to expect, like a 4th consecutive good start here for him. And he just went 8 innings shutting against the Milwaukee Brewers. I just don't want to back a pitcher after one of those really good career starts. Last few weeks against lefties, Padres are 18th, 92 weighted runs created plus. Full season, they are 22nd, 90 weighted runs created plus. So they're just not good against lefties right now either. So I'll stay off. I lean Marlins, maybe a team total over the Marlins, but nothing here for me.
Yeah, I'm still looking at these Angels team totals, seeing what I want to add on. But yeah, I guess I'm going to hold off as well. Does anyone in the comments section have anything about this one that they're liking?
Tori Coker likes Marlins first 3 here, which is very interesting. Fernando's leaning over here. And shout out to Mikey Money, his ribeye play of the day, 9-9 over 8 units of profit. Adley Rutschman. So shout out to him, but no action here for me. And that's Nasty Nate says, run up the likes. Only 64 likes. We need likes, guys. Hit the like button. We appreciate you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys are on, as always.
All right. Next game was Philly-San Francisco. There was no real line on the overnight line, so I didn't look at this one too closely. What I saw this morning was obviously Wheeler was going to start for Philly. San Francisco, a huge home dog. This guy Black starting for San Francisco, and San Francisco a little bit chintzy offensively, and now they lost Lamonte Wade Jr., which is a big loss from them, at least statistically. He's been doing great. So offensively, San Francisco a little bit questionable right now. I didn't look into the numbers too deeply because they came up this morning, but Wheeler against this offense is looking pretty tempting and scary. And as far as the starter for San Francisco, not exactly sure at the moment what to make of him. What's your take on this game, if any?
Yeah, I think you said it good, well there, Pete. It's a tough game. We just got that Mason Black is going to start here recently.
Right.
Numbers for Wheeler against the Giants are good. Well, okay. I'll say they're decent, but it's Zach Wheeler, so you kind of expect him to be better. His last start against them was this year, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, not earned, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, so he was just dominant that day. But the rest of his starts, like last year, 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs in 2021. So he hasn't seen much of the Giants, but I don't have any confidence backing Wheeler at such a ridiculous price. Even though, again, Pete, you've heard me say this, I'm sure, by now, but I think the Phillies are the best team in baseball, and I think they're going to win the World Series. I've said that throughout the whole year, and I think it's going to be Yankees-Phillies, so we'll be interested to see. So I try not to fade the Phillies as much. Market in this game, 76% of the bets, 74% of the money on the Phillies here. And again, take it with a grain of salt because this lines and shit just came out recently. So less tickets and bets on these. Totals wise, 97 and 98% of the bets on the over in this game. Like it seemingly is for almost every game. This line opened up at 7.5 and it has not moved much. It's a tough game. I've gone back and forth on it. I considered, maybe rolling the dice with the Giants, but no action for me in this game, unfortunately, either.
All right, and here you go. You can play your video now. I am going to take the Angels team total over, but instead of doing 3.5 minus 101, I'm going to go to Heritage and do 3 minus 160. LA Angels team total over 3 minus 160. So I got to push it.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
Make me sick.
Mathematically, that is a very foolish thing to do, but that's what we're fucking doing here with our official plays here. All right, and then with the Giants game, yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on this one. And my dude says Black is hot dog water. Okay, all right. Wow. So we broke the hell down out of this card. I got a whole bunch of official plays here, Jose Bouquet. You want to review them? You want to go first, or should I?
I'd like for you to go first. Where it feels like we're going to be sitting back waiting for you to finish this for a little bit. So I'm ready.
So once again, everything here is pinnacle unless noted. Glasnow under 7.5 strikeouts plus 100 FanDuel. Watch Sharpie's show. He'll probably talk about that one again. Game 1 Mets -1 plus 283. There you go. Baltimore first 3 minus 160 Caesars. Pittsburgh Pirates first 5 team total under 1.5 minus 150. St. Louis Cincinnati running the first yes minus 114 and Abbott over 5.5 hits plus 129 at Heritage. Littell over 5.5 strikeouts minus 137. Irvin under 4.5 strikeouts plus 100 Heritage and Irvin under 16.5 outs minus 112 Heritage. Peralta under 7.5 strikeouts minus 116 Heritage. Cubs first 3 money line plus 150 Caesars. Woods Richardson over 3.5 strikeouts minus 128. Cleveland Colorado running the first yes minus 129 and Cleveland Colorado first 3 over 2.5 minus 150 Caesars. Cortez under 5.5 strikeouts plus 106 Caesars. Cortez under 17.5 outs plus 115 Heritage. And LA Angels team total over 3 minus 160 Heritage. What a card. Jesus. Oh, boy. Jose, you there? Are you falling asleep? Is that what's going
No,
on?
I was muted the whole time, unfortunately. I pulled a dabby cab. That was good. That was good there, Pete. That was a hell of a card.
I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? All right, what do you got officially, Jose Bouquet?
All right, my official plays, and I'm going to give you another one, Pete, because last week, Pete, I gave you the WNBA play of the day, and it cashed.
Okay.
Cash, no problem. I'm sure you didn't notice with all the winners, but I did make you some money last Tuesday.
Wait a minute. That Washington one?
I think so, yeah.
I think I bet like first half and full game, and I thought that the first half did cash, but full game didn't. Let me go back and check. But go ahead. Let me know, Jose Bouquet. Well, I want to hear it anyway.
I was very confident that I cashed, so I don't remember exactly what the bet was, but we'll talk about that in a second. But my action for everyone, MLB action here. LA Angels team total over 3.5, less juice than Pete's, but is minus 110 for me. Mets team total over 3.5 plus 120. Tigers Detroit first 5 under 3.5 minus 125. Cubs Milwaukee Brewers first 5 under 4 minus 115, and the Colorado Rockies first 5 money line minus 105 for me there. Kind of a short card, actually a little more bets than I wanted, but it was good. And by the way, yes, my play was plus 2.5 against the Sparks, and it cashed.
That's right. But I did bet the first half as well, so I wound up pushing on it, Jose Bouquet, and I appreciated it.
No problem. Well, I got you. WNBA play of the day. And Billy, obviously a very, very good WNBA capper, gave me a fucking play on a fucking silver platter the day before. And then the market pushed me on the other fucking side. And of course, Billy won that because he's a fucking great capper. So shout out to Billy and shout out to Caitlin Clark. But my WNBA play of the day for you, Pete, full game, Chicago Sky plus 2.5 minus 110. Who knows if it's a good play? Who knows if it's a bad play? We'll find out hopefully later today. Maybe Billy can give you an opinion on it. But Pete, it's always nice talking baseball with you. And I need a good day here. So let's fucking go, Pete.
Yeah. I'm just looking around, looking at everything. Let's fucking go. All right. Now what do we got to do, Jose Bouquet? We got to do NBA, right?
Yeah, NBA. We've got game 4. And we have hopefully a long break from the NBA here shortly. But yeah, Billy's ready for you. And I'm sure he's thrilled to be here because we all know Billy loves capping some NBA. And Billy, don't be afraid to drop the WNBA plays as well. Don't be afraid.
All right. Let's friggin' welcome him, Billy Briz, to talk about this wacky situation. Billy Briz, how you doing? Great to see you.
What up, Loshak? How you doing? A little East Coast killers on the stream.
Yeah.
Let's get to some cash on a very weird slate.
I mean, this is a weird game, right? Obviously, Dallas. I'll be honest. I had a futures bet that I got great odds on OKC, right? And I didn't hedge out in the Dallas series. I was like, Luka's a little bit banged up. I think one way or another get it, and then I'll hedge in the next series. But man, was I wrong about Dallas. And I'm wrong about a lot of stuff in NBA, but it's been a while since I've been that wrong as I've been about Dallas in my personal life. So now they're up 3-0. They're at home. They're given 2 points. The total's 210. I don't know. I did make one bet though. Karl-Anthony Towns has not played a good series. So I think even if Minnesota loses, he's probably going to get to 20. So I bet the Towns points prop over 18.5. I think his shots will start to fall a little bit. Now it's up to 19.5. So I did bet that. But as far as the side and total here is concerned, I mean, I have no clue. Obviously, Minnesota's not going to roll over, but maybe Dallas really is just too good. What's your take on it?
Yeah, both of these plays are going to kind of correlate with each other. Before we get into the plays, so shouts to the chat. We got Billy Friedrich in the building, says all 3 of these games have been full game overs. My dude in the chat. We'll talk about a player prop that we like. Josh Lower in the building, talking about some college basketball from over the season. My dude said he hit on the Obi Toppin player prop last night. Kadisha Dean asking if we're covering WNBA today. Yes, we will cover some WNBA today.
Sure.
Some WNBA notes.
Let's cover it.
3 games tonight. And shouts to my guy, JP Taylor, says maybe considering submitting on the application at Raising Cane's. It's already like you're working for him. That's funny. It's a funny comment. But getting into this game a little bit here, this line was kind of stagnant on the opener here. This line opened up at +3.5, but we've seen some money come in here on the Timberwolves. But a little bit of buyback here on the Dallas Mavericks as well. Currently sitting at 50-50 on the percent of bets on the spread, with the slight leans for the Sharps on the Timberwolves here. But the money line difference is really the difference here. We got 82% of the money on Dallas Mavericks money line, 69% of the big bets here on the Dallas Mavericks money line. And I'm going against the public here, I guess, in this one. I'm on the Timberwolves money line here, +110 DraftKings. No teams ever came back down from 0-3, but this series reminds me of the Celtics series last year when they were playing the Heat. Celtics were able – I don't think the Timberwolves are going to be able to do this, but they're able to win games 4, 5, and 6, and then eventually dropping game 7 versus Miami at home. It's hard to find angles for Timberwolves teams, but they're not getting blown out in these games. It's usually a late-game execution that's really not happening for them. Luka and Kyrie are averaging 60 points per game combined in this series versus Edwards and Cat, who are only averaging 37 points per game. And that's really the difference in the series. The series feels like a gentleman's sweep, though, even though the obvious momentum is in Dallas's favor. 10-3 straight up, 9-4 ATS in their last 13 home games as favorites for Dallas. But I think Dallas is going to become a little bit complacent here. I think that they know this series locked up. They're going to be without Lively for this one. He's going to be replaced by Maxi Kleber, who we haven't seen since the fall in the Clipper series in the first round. Minnesota's more than a live dog here on the road. They're 5-2 on the road during the playoffs this season. Lively's production can't go unnoticed. He hasn't missed a shot in the whole entire series. He shot 13 for 13 in the series so far. He's been attacking the rim, kind of neutralizing the Twin Towers down low. And in the OKC and Minnesota series, the main thing for the Dallas Mavericks is playing defense and out rebounding these teams. They've had a double-digit rebounding margin in each one of these games against Minnesota and OKC dating back to the last series. So I don't think their defensive intensity is going to be as high, as they know that they're already up 3 games in the series. And if they're not making all their shots, I think Minnesota covers this one. When it comes to a player section, I think you have to look for the studs in this one. I know we have the Dennis Garcia thing active, but just all the production from both these teams are really coming in from the studs when it comes to the peripherals like rebounds and assists and points. And since I'm on Minnesota, I got to back this one here too as well. Minnesota's Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points, -135 at Bet365. He's gone under his point prop in each of the first 3 games of the series so far. And in an elimination game tonight, I think Edwards is going to come out aggressive like he did in game 3, but this time actually make the shots. He had 24 shot attempts in game 3, which is really hard to ignore. But in elimination games so far in Anthony Edwards' career, he's had 27 plus points in 4 out of 5 career elimination games. And with the season on the line, I think it's Edwards up and over the total with Minnesota winning this game.
Wow. And so then what do you think is going to happen in game 5?
Gentleman's sweep. They just needed the one for the extra day of the year, right?
Yeah. Geez, that's, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I'm not that good at reading NBA, although I will give 2 player props now, make them official. I will take Cat. I got 18.5. I'm nice to see the move. I think, if you read what he's been saying, he's like, not happy with himself for having a subpar series. So I think he comes here and has a good game. Cat over 19.5 points at -123 at Caesars. And I'm also going to take Daniel Gafford under 10.5 points, +106 at Caesars. At Caesars as well. Let's look at the comment section, see what people have to say. Yeah, I mean the argument against it is what Eric Jones says. That's the argument. Wolves don't have enough for Mavs. There it is on the table. You disagree with that though, at least for this game.
Yeah, just for this game. I'm not saying they're going to win the fucking series. I mean, they're just going to win one game, and you're giving me a plus money price tag. Everybody, this is the time that everybody and their mom is going to think Dallas is going to sweep them. And ends up being a gentleman's sweep. Dallas ends up winning game 5 in Minnesota as dogs.
And JP Taylor says Cat is in his own head and he ain't coming out. Not even for one game. You agree with that?
I think the Mavericks prefer closing it at home. Obviously, they don't want to go back on the road. There's a lot of veterans, a couple injuries. Luka's been banged up throughout the playoffs. But I just don't think it happens tonight, man. I mean, we're just going to go NBA-less for a whole entire week until the NBA Finals, or are they going to have a Thursday game?
Wow. crazy game. We'll see what happens. If you have any live things you're looking at, if Minnesota gets down big early, you think they just mail it in, or you think they fight back?
I think they try to fight back. I think if Minnesota to win this game, they're gonna have to be up by margin heading into the fourth quarter. Like they're gonna have to have a good lead that they can't blow, because it seems like it's close every fourth quarter. It'll be like 1 or 2 point game, and then the fourth quarter comes and then it's just a blowout. But if you're on the Dallas side and you're watching this game live, I would live bet Kyrie Irving's point prop in the fourth quarter as well. So on FanDuel, they have like the 6+ points in a quarter or 8+ points in a quarter. I mean, Kyrie in these closeout games have been really, putting it on, but I just couldn't get to the window with it. I mean, if you're telling me, Mr. Loshak, there's ever a fucking series that they're trying to extend to get more games, who do you call? You call Scott Foster.
Of course.
Taking a trip to fucking Dallas tonight. This is going fun.
Right. Of course. So obvious. It's just right there. It's just right. Now everyone's freaking out. All the comments, everyone's going nuts. It's so obvious. You're so right. Jay Boogie saying, what do y'all think about Naz Reeve over his points and rebounds? I was kind of leaning under, but that's just for now, like a 12.5 at plus money. But I was leaning under. All right. I think Minnesota is probably the way to go. So maybe Minnesota, like first quarter or first half, is great.
I'm taking a full game. The first quarter, first half, random shit can happen. I don't want to be sitting at the fucking TV.
I hear you.
Oh, they just missed 4 shots in a row, and Luka just hit this random 3. I'm just taking the full game. I got this going 5. We're getting a game on Thursday night. You think that the NBA would be dumb enough, and the NHL would be dumb enough not to have some games here on a Thursday night card? I don't know. I'm not a fucking TV executive, but if there's some calls that had to be made, it's not like the referee assignments come out the day before or something like that. These shits come out 9 o'clock the day of. So the NBA is obviously have an agenda. I'm going to go with the agenda here. I mean, shit, I lost game 1 and game 3 with the Timberwolves. I mean, how do you not bet a plus money for game 4? And this,
all right,
the money back spot.
All right. Well, I'm not going to add it to my record, although I should. But we got Billy Briz liking Minnesota, and now Tori Coker says Minnesota wins tonight, Pete. And Ron Crawford, NBA spreadsheet play of the day, Minnesota +2. Wow. There you go. All right, let's talk WNBA. Billy Briz once again. Billy Briz liking Minnesota. Tori Coker liking Minnesota. Ron Crawford now liking Minnesota. And I'm taking Cat over 19.5 points, -123 Caesars, and Gafford under 10.5 points, +106 Caesars. All right, I didn't even look at WNBA tonight, but we got 3 games on the card. Phoenix, Connecticut, LA, Indiana, Seattle, Chicago. What are you liking, Billy Briz?
Yeah, we can break down these games. Let's start with the first one here, 7 o'clock game on the CBS Sports Network tonight. Yes, national television for the girls tonight. Phoenix Mercury taking a trip up to Connecticut. Diana Taurasi back in the state of Connecticut, where she played her college ball and broke a lot of fucking records over there in Connecticut. The Mercury have been playing better than preseason expectations, but the main Achilles heel for them is their depth in the front court is just a problem. Already missing Brittany Griner for the first half of the season, and then their all-season add of Rebecca Allen. She's out tonight due to a concussion. So that leaves Sophie Cunningham and Natasha Mack down low for the Phoenix Mercury. And as you can tell, the bettors have taken notice. This line opened up at 5.5, and it's been steamed up to 8.5. A little bit of buyback here on the Mercury to +8. And that's mainly because of how badly the odds makers have been getting the WNBA lines wrong. Favorites this year, 8-22. Road underdogs this year, 16-4-1 ATS. So these road dogs have been really cashing, but I think some of those numbers are going to revert back to the mean on this slate specifically. Dallas in their last Mercury played the Dallas in their last game to close out a home stint, and they just got killed by such a big front court as home favorites in that one. I think some of that of the same formula could be in play here for the Suns here, as they be getting good production from their front court of DeWanna Bonner, Brianna Jones, and Alyssa Thomas. And I think Alyssa Thomas is going to come out with a little bit of extra sauce tonight, getting thrown out of the last game. She got ejected out of the last game. I think the Connecticut Sun just play games too close for me to feel comfortable with the spread of 8 points. But I think this total's going up for a reason. They just have a problem of guarding bigs. And if there's a team that's big man oriented or big girl oriented, I should say, it's the Connecticut Sun. I think the team total goes over here for the Connecticut Sun. Team total over 86.5 here for the Sun. This is the first half of a back-to-back for the Mercury as well. So if they're down by margin at halftime, they might just pack it in and get ready for this trip to New York tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, so far Connecticut has been one of those teams that's winning but not covering as a favorite every game except for game one. But you're thinking this is a nice spot for Connecticut. All right. Is that your top play of the card? Or you want to talk about the other two games also?
Top play of the card comes in this next one. Also,
let's go.
Prime time game. This is the game of the day here. LA Sparks, don't let the records fool you. 1-4 versus 1-6, but people are going to be watching this one. LA Sparks, 4.5-point dogs going into Indiana -4.5. I was able to cash my biggest bet of the WNBA season on Friday night with the Indiana Fever beating the Sparks. They moved the game from the Pyramid Gym to Crypto.com Arena for that one. The Fever were able to take advantage of a good scheduling spot Friday night, in my opinion. They were able to secure their first win of the season. It didn't come easy, though. They were down 11 at halftime, and they were able to come some adversity, and they put everything together. Mainly Kelsey Mitchell in that third quarter. She was really the main catalyst, and a little bit icing on the cake there from Caitlin Clark at the end of the game. She had some big threes at the end. But this is the Sparks' first legit road trip heading to the East Coast for this week. And their injury report isn't really playing kind, hence why you see this line open up as short favorites for the Fever, and it's gone up to -5, 5.5 in some places. They're going to be without Clarendon, who's their best defender. And she was able to lock down Caitlin Clark in that Friday night game. But this forces Lexi Brown to play point guard, a role that she hasn't really played since Duke University in college. And with the familiarity of these two teams facing off at each other just a couple days ago, there's a lot of sloppy play in game one. I don't think that we're going to see in game two. I'm up and over the total, 165.5 Sparks Fever here. I like the over. I think that's the best bet in the game.
Okay. And of course they played, 4 days ago. Same total, went to 151. So you're thinking that it's a completely different game here.
Completely different game.
Yeah.
The Fever only scored 11 points in the first quarter, and the Sparks' second half production was just abysmal, putting up 13 points in the third quarter and then 17 points in the fourth quarter, and they just weren't able to execute. I think with Lexi Brown playing point guard, she's going to be able to there's one thing I will say about Lexi Brown. While she isn't a point guard, she's going to be able to push the pace here. And I think there's big matchup advantages for the Sparks down low versus the Fever and vice versa. I think the guard play for the Fever is going to overpower the Sparks here. Hence why I'm going up and over the total of 165.5 from a game that finished at 151 about 48 hours ago.
Wow. I mean, both these teams had no problem pushing the pace against other teams. Wow. You might have a great read there, Billy Briz. All right. And then the last game on the card, Seattle and Chicago, very competitive spread here. Another 165.5 total. Chicago is a small home dog here, but they've covered their last three, right? Both teams have been pretty good ATS recently, and Seattle coming off a huge, massive blowout win now going on the road. What do you think about this one?
This one has my head turned a little bit here. It's hard to really gauge how these two teams have been playing this season. Chicago, we'll start off with Chicago, the home team so far. They were kind of grouped in, penciled in as like worst teams in the league, but they really, like the people that are in the know for the WNBA, they're really not one of the worst teams in the WNBA. And we've been getting really good lines on the Sky. They're able to cover a line against the Connecticut. They beat the Liberty outright 90-81 as a plus 16.5 point underdog. They were able to beat the Dallas Wings as an underdog, and they lost their first game of the season to the Dallas Wings. So it's been a good season for them so far for the Chicago Sky. And that's not even with their first round draft pick, I should say, not Angel Reese, Cardosa for South Carolina. She ended up fucking up her shoulder. She should be back, though, by the end of this week. June the 1st is her projected date. And they've been playing good basketball. This line seems fishy. I got to lean towards Seattle, though, man. I just feel like Seattle, they weren't able to put together their all-season additions to start off the year. It's going to take some time for them to develop. They ended up getting Skylar Diggins off the free agency market and Nneka Egumbawale, who is the LA Sparks cash cow for such a long time. She came over to Seattle. And Seattle just hasn't been able to really put it together, but we've seen glimpses of them putting it together in their last game when they played the Mystic, who I actually think are the worst team in the WNBA. They put up 101 points, which is very hard for me to ignore. But this is a stay-off game. This isn't a game that I have the strongest lean on, but I lean towards the under full game total. And if you're on the Sky, I would take the Sky early here in the first half. The Sky have been, I think it's off the top of my head, 4-0 ATS first half to start off the season. So it seems like they're getting big leads at halftime and either keeping the lead or blowing the lead at these games, and that's how they're losing. So this is kind of a stay-off game. I think the first two games present a little bit more value, despite this line game.
Yeah. Listening to you and reading the comment section, I'm starting to think more and more that Chicago first quarter or first half or both is actually a nice play. But Billy Briz, his favorite play is LA, Indiana over. And of course, Billy Briz, along with several other people that we follow very closely, like in Minnesota, not to get swept tonight. Billy Briz, what a great, awesome segment. Thanks so much. What are you doing these days? Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me over on X at Getting Bills _ And we got a big UFC week this week, UFC 302 in the state of New Jersey here. We got Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Diamond Poirier going off this weekend. Make sure you guys tune in towards the Locker Room podcast tomorrow here on Pub Sports Radio. There's not a lot of MMA shows left, but we are one that remains. Striding through, give you out some fucking winners. They had to get rid of the losers, right? So we're trying to give out some winning bets tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune into the Locker Room podcast. And then Friday night, make sure you follow me over on Getting Bills over on X. I'm going live with an old friend of the channel, MMA Prediction Guru, going over the props to watch for this weekend. So make sure you guys follow me on social media, get all the goodies, because we're going to tweet out an official WNBA card so everybody can get a good synopsis. Because some of these player props haven't came out yet. We're waiting for Cameron Brink over a half a three-pointer.
Yeah, sure. For real. Wow. And WNBA player props. If I had if they had like 28 hours in a day, or if I only needed like 3 hours sleep a night, I'd be looking into WNBA player props myself. Billy Britt, so great to do a segment with you. Hope let's do it again very, very soon.
Hell yeah, Pete. Have a good day. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Let's go make some money for this weekend. All
right. Jose Bouquet, where are you, pal? Come back in here, pal.
Hello,
all right, Pete. That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that hard doing a whole show, covering everything.
You look great.
Chicago first quarter or first half. That might be really good, Jose Bouquet. Maybe you should think about that too.
Yeah, well, I'm on full game already, so I should add them both. You're right.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, in any sport, some team coming off of 100-point, 30-point blowout, 100-point win, then going on the road as a favorite. Of course you fade them. You always fade them. Unless the home team is.
You're going to get into this, Pete. I know you love off the beaten path bets. You love bets that people don't typically make on sports that people don't typically bet. I know you, Pete.
Sure. All right. Well, let's look at the comment section. Let's wrap this up. Shout out to everyone for making this show so friggin' great. Fernando Mendoza with his Willy Wonka glasses. Yes, they do look close to that. Cool. Let's see. Picks from Dave. Shout out picks from Dave. Man, Jose Bouquet. I'm feeling good because all my picks overall in MLB have been good, but one bad day and it'll be a whole different scenario. But hopefully, I think the picks are all right. Cortez, is Cortez gonna shove? he's going to get hit, right?
Fuck
Come on,
no.
right?
Hope the fuck not. We're on the together, Pete. Team total. Let's ride.
Yeah, and then Abbott. All right, I bet him to have a good start last time on one of these shows. Now I'm betting on him to not have a good show. Glasnow with the information from Sharpie. That's probably
Pete,
all right.
You are. I think for me personally, you are the toughest capper to gauge whether to tail or fade on plays, because you'll go in there, you'll be like, I fucking love this play, I'm gonna bet it, blah blah blah, and then 20 minutes later you're like, nah, well, you could win or could lose.
Yeah.
So you do make it very difficult to decipher, you Pete.
No, I hear you.
You do a
And then
great
there's
job.
and then a lot of cappers obviously know what they're talking about. I obviously kind of don't, so that adds another element of uncertainty to everything. But I have a good time. Exactly. I certainly do. I certainly do my genuine, honest best with all of my picks and my bets. And so, that's one thing you can count on. That's one thing you can guarantee, that I did bet all the bets that I give out in the shows, and that I tried my damned hardest to make them winners. And so far, it's been good in baseball. All right, huge UPK. I asked, you cover NHL already? Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you right now. People are thinking that it's a must-win situation for Florida and for Edmonton. They're kind of liking Florida tonight, not necessarily liking Edmonton tomorrow. I kind of think that Florida is probably okay. So I got a few props that I'm liking for offensive props for Florida. We'll see. I took Florida race to 2, and I took Forsling over 1.5 shots at -193, and Gogi likes a couple of other Florida player props for offensive player props to hit. So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, and I think that tomorrow, Dallas and Edmonton, a lot dicier. Definitely not going to pull the trigger on Edmonton as quickly as I pulled it on Florida tonight. And Ron Crawford likes KBO spreadsheet play of the day Samsung. Man, we got everything here. Let's just parlay Samsung and Chicago first period under. I'm sorry, for Chicago first period or first quarter, and parlay that with, I don't know, Cortez to get shelled. I'm beat, Jose Bouquet. This was tough, but it was fun. When's Jim coming back? He's coming back next week, though?
Tomorrow. Yeah, he'll be back tomorrow. So then you'll be him and you together again next week. Yeah, so you guys will be good. But yes,
well, it was a great May.
Thank you as always.
Thanks to everyone in the comment section. Thanks to everyone at Pub Sports Radio. Thanks to you, Jose Bouquet. And we'll see y'all next Tuesday.